every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room, perfume, go.
I recognize your fragrance, hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit, and I know your taste is a little bit, high maintenance, everybody else basic, you live life on an everyday basis, with poetic justice, if I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs, dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy, there's blood in my pen, better yet with your friends and them, I really wanna know you all, I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good, ain't home is sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it.
Can I tell you something? Why is what? Can't have it, that's all I have. I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you saying to me, baby. Said our time we're making up time. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you never said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed you, needed to distance myself from you. I was just alone with you. So come close, won't you? Can I tell you something for what it is worth? We have it, that's all that take you there, take you. I'll show you something, give you more than what we have it, that's all that take you there, take you. I'll show you something, give you more than what we have it, that's all that take you there, take you there. Take you there, won't you? Fill me up till my cup's overflowing. I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you saying to me, baby. Said our time we're making up time. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you never said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed you. Needed to distance myself from you. I was just alone with you. So come close, won't you? Can I tell you something for what it is worth? We have it, that's all that take you there, take you. I'll show you something, give you more than what we have it, that's all that take you there, take you there. Please be don't please be not make you be that. I want you to give to me, yeah. Please be don't please be not make you be that. I want you to give to me, yeah.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark blue, purple, go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you and you're in the mood for empathy. It's blood in my pen. Better yet with your friends and them. I really want to know you all. I really want to show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it. Don't you what you want? Oh, I the justice, put it in the song. Oh,
me where I'm going. Should you be my vote? 'Cause I believe you know just what you're doing now. Baby, now we can coast. Let's go, let's go. Let's go get in a hurry. No, that's too slow. Go ahead and put that thing in the I want you to buy. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What we want.
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, yeah, no maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
just some me time.
Hope you doing what you want.
Crib by the beach like Odell. No, my mom, my killers don't tell. Shadow my mom, cause I knew you off the shelf. Now my bitch is Chanel. Will you be my leading lady? I wanna call you and get a little maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
Hope you doing what you want. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
Maybe I'll love myself, I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. See me in the mirror, I duck myself. Don't need much, so fuck my wealth.
I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, I know I get it, what you need me. I know what you like. I feel it coming. Johnny got the essence. I try to reach you, but I need some lessons. I need to give it all. I tried to live, but I can't. I don't know why I got the wall. Just out my mind. You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel my body. Only you feel my body. You don't need no other body.
Then I meet a mess of my mind. And I mean, if you get free up your mind. Say your body talk to me nice. Say I'm my love you didn't need for your life. Yeah, our love no be like. Say every day together, yeah, day and night. Yeah, if I leave you go by. Yeah, if you leave I go love me your body, baby. Love me your body, baby. As you're whining your body, baby. So crazy. Love me your body, baby. Girl, you want need me. I just wanna let you know. Oh, baby, yeah.
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel my body. Only you feel my body. You don't need no other body. Hey, baby, ask me, baby, yeah, no one, yeah, no one, yeah.
I took the morning, but won't you come from your hurry? I just wanna get you sorry.
Give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all you, give me all you need, give me all you need, give me all.
Make I give you all you need, every touch you need. Give you all, make I give you all you need, baby. Yeah.
You don't need no other body. You don't need no other body. Only you feel my body. Only you feel my body. You don't need no other body.
I want you there. Yeah, I want you there. Reach your love, man. When we touch, I walk away. Baby, love, I know you ready.
Whole 10 shining stars, big dipper. Get a lot of hashtag gang in the city.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, D Truth, money boy.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm wondering if people are just hot as cooking grease from last night still.
That's what I was just about to say. It seems as though every time you have one of your circuses, is that the word circus? Circuses, you be in a good mood the next morning.
Sirkai.
Oh God.
That is not a word, sir. That is not a
Well,
word.
it seems as
Yes,
though
yes, it
every
is.
time
It's Sirkai. It's plural, nigga. Talking about it
it's,
ain't a word. It
it's
is. It's
Not a
Sirkai.
it just seems as though every time you have one of your debacles over there, the next morning you be in a good mood.
Only if people are mad as cooking grease. Then I'm really happy. They good people are mad as cooking grease last night.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't see how your stuff stay crunk as much as it. I mean,
You are
like
damn troublemaker.
You think?
Well, excuse me, sir, but coming from you, that is a hypocrisy.
I'm on
right
a new
there.
path, sir.
Uh-oh.
You judging me from my past. I don't give a damn. I'm on my new path. What have I done lately?
True, very
You
true.
just did something the other day.
True. Well, really?
Ma'am,
He just
I
did
didn't have
something
no
the other
beef
day.
with them people. It was
But you-
content, ma'am. It was content. I was running the content. I wasn't beefing.
Okay. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't got the
I'm
strength.
not. I'm running content.
You
I
can't.
ain't
I
beefing.
wasn't beefing. You beefing. You beefing.
Bad.
Content.
So happy Monday. I mean, damn. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
This
Listen,
Wednesday, old lady.
listen.
Monday.
We got a lot.
What you smoking?
Nothing. We got a lot to talk about, and it's just so much going on. Oh goodness, it is so much going on. But thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for your girls. Support the channel. So this school shooting that happened on yesterday. The truth, you know anything about it? What the hell is going on in Texas? Like,
That's the second time this year
They
somebody
crazy.
shot up that school.
is it just too hot and people just getting too hot, or what the hell?
It's not that hot right now. We had a cold spell out there. It's that school. That's the second shooting this year. But it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. They're considering it a mass shooting only because there was 4 or more that were wounded. So remember, that's the classification. If 4 or more are wounded in a single incident, it's considered a mass shooting. You know, so they still haven't figured out why or what, but they said he came through a door that wasn't secured.
See, that's what I don't like. That's not what I heard.
Well, they just said he entered.
I heard somebody let him in.
Well, yeah, that's what it said. Unsecured means it's not alarmed. That doesn't mean that it was unlocked. It means it was unalarmed, and they were not aware that because most schools you can't open a door without them knowing that the door has been opened.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking somebody let them in.
They saying somebody let them in.
But this school is constantly having problems in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we're just gonna touch on that. We're just gonna touch on it because we're gonna get into it more. It was so many live streams when it was going on. Actually, I think it was going on while we were live yesterday, or it had started or whatever. So, and I was seeing it, but it was just so much I couldn't really pay attention to it. And once I got off of here, I kind of digressed off of YouTube. So I got up this morning. I got a couple of clips where we're gonna get into it. I do know either late last night or the wee hours of the morning, the 17-year-old student turned himself in that actually did it.
Yes, he's in custody. He turned himself in. I'm looking for the affidavit now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the if this thing will let me. I'm gonna pull up the little clip I got, and I think the clip shows where he was actually turning himself in. So I just want to touch on that just to let y'all know I know about it. We're gonna talk about it, just to give a little introduction to it, and then we're gonna move on to our other stuff, and we're gonna talk about this next week. Or maybe even start this weekend. I'm not for sure. But let's see. Again, welcome everybody to the chat. I appreciate y'all supporting this live. I do. All right, let me see if this will play, y'all. I think I got something coming that's gonna help me with my D-True. Okay, so apparently it's not my memory like everybody thought as far as my laptop. It's my speed. So how do I increase my now you sent me a cleaner. Didn't you send me like a cleaner?
Yes.
So would that increase my speed?
It will delete a lot of double things, and it'll also clean up some memory space for you, because a lot of people understand that on your hard drive you have to have space on your hard drive for it to buff, as they say. So this will help.
Okay, so how do I know it's not going to delete anything that I need?
It's
I got a lot of stuff.
it's not going to delete. It goes after your trash can, and it goes after your cache memory, which is where it's storing websites like links and stuff like that. It doesn't stop you from hitting things. It just frees up memory space, and that's what you need. Now your speed could be it would probably go into StreamYards, because I know on OBS I can actually increase my speed and decrease my speed, meaning how many kilobytes per second OBS is allowing. I'll have to look into StreamYards and see if they have that same setting, because you want it between 3,500 and 6,000 kilobytes per second. Anything higher, and it's making the computer work too hard. Because see, on mine, I can see how hard my computer is working at all times. Like right now, my computer is using 1.9% of space and energy to run. If it's in the 40s, you're probably gonna have some problems.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm working on it. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's getting to be irritating. But
Yeah, I need to know what kind of speed you're talking about, because if it's your internet speed, you have to be at least in the 60 megabytes per second in order to successfully run the streaming programs. So if you're above that, you should be fine.
okay. All right, y'all. So let's get into hopefully this little clip, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, because, like I said, I'm like ignorant to all the facts or most of the facts. I do know I heard that 4 students were injured. I do know that he was let in by another student at the school. And he's also been apprehended. I even heard a name, and I don't know if I heard it in this clip that I'm gonna play, but I do have some clips where they actually put out his name. I think it's something the second. They did put out his name. But like I say, I'm just gonna touch on it today, so we can basically hear what happened.
I'm looking now for his name.
And
But
then
they said it was stemming from a altercation,
an
earlier altercation.
wow. Okay. All right, let me see if this is gonna play.
News. This is from overnight, an important update on the shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High School. Just a few hours ago, the suspected shooter turned himself in.
Yeah, this is a scene we've been following. You can see the aerial footage from the aftermath of that shooting yesterday. Lacey Beasley joining us live. And Lacey, we know that 3 students were shot, another injured in that shooting on campus. What's the latest, and especially in light of the fact that the shooter is now the alleged shooter has now turned himself in?
Good morning, Carmen and Madison. We're just now learning the name of that suspected shooter, 17-year-old Tracy Haynes. The Dallas Morning News reports that he turned himself in with the help of an organization called Urban Specialists, and they advocate against violence. Apparently, a family member called their helpline. Now, here's some video of Haynes surrendering last night in Dallas. Video was taken by Smash the Topic and shared online shows officers cuffing the suspect. Dallas ISD confirmed that the suspect was arrested but did not share any additional details. He's charged with aggravated assault, mass shooting, and is in jail on a $600,000 bond. Now, it's important to note, Dallas ISD police tell us this was a student-on-student shooting, not an intruder. You can imagine the chaos and fear here at Wilmer Hutchins High less than 24 hours ago. Take a listen to some students and parents' reactions shortly after the gunfire.
I heard like 6 shots, and the teacher ran to the door and closed it and told us to hide in the corner.
They told me they were shooting at the school for me to go up there. So I just jumped up out of the van.
Now you can see hundreds of people running across the lawn in panic. According to police, 4 boys were hurt in the shooting. 3 of the 4 were hit with gunfire. The Dallas Fire Department says injuries range in severity from non-life-threatening to serious. We also know the high school does have metal detectors every student should pass through at the beginning of each school day. Though during Tuesday evening's press conference, DISD Assistant Police Chief Christina Smith says this was not a failure of safety protocol and the gun got in somehow another way.
Gun did not come through during regular intake time, so it was not a failure of our staff, of our protocols, or of the machinery that we have.
The district says there will be no class here through the end of the week, and there will be mental health experts for students and staff who need them. Carmen, Madison.
All right, Lacey, a story with a lot of moving parts. We're going to be on top of all of those continuing details later today and throughout the morning, so you can find the latest coverage on cbsnewstexas.com.
All right, that's pretty much all I'm gonna play on that today. I just want to give y'all a little damn, I can't even talk today, y'all. A little briefing on what happened. I'm pretty sure, like I say, the truth probably gonna find it, but they did release the young man's name. And I'm pretty sure throughout the week, I don't know if they're gonna mention the other students' names or not, because they are minors. I don't understand. Well, I don't know how this young man is gonna be charged, but I do know that I don't understand why his name was put out there. But I know with Carmelo, and he's 17 as well, they say his name was allowed to be put out because he's being charged as an adult. Now, whether or not this kid is gonna be charged as an adult or not, I just didn't understand why him being a minor. Well, isn't it something about Texas? D-True was 17. At 17.
It depends on the incident, but I don't think. Let me see.
I know with Carmelo, it was asked why his name was put out, and they said because he's being charged as an adult.
Yeah, this guy's being charged as an adult too.
How do you know that?
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's
I
being
mean,
charged.
Texas just don't give a damn, do it? They just say you're 17, you commit a crime, you're an adult.
His name is Tracy Haynes Jr.
It's yeah, Junior. Mm-hmm.
He was charged with aggravated assault, mass shooting.
Mm-hmm. I did say a prayer and thank God that neither one of the kids were killed. I think they were just injured.
Yeah, no one has life threatening.
Mm-hmm. I know one had to have surgery though.
Well, they're all going to have to, because I think two of them, the bullets remained inside, so both of them are going to have, and the victims range between 15 and 18.
Mm.
4 victims.
And I don't think it was like a random. I think he was targeting somebody. What you think?
Yes, it says it was a targeted incident. Targeted incident due to an incident earlier, meaning it happened a day or so ago. Incident between the 2 students that he was targeting. So it was one or 2 people. It doesn't say who he was targeting, but they say he did go in there looking for a specific student.
Mm. Okay, y'all, stay tuned on that. We're gonna get into that more on either this weekend, one day this weekend, or next week. Okay. So if y'all want to see me anything, y'all know how it goes. If y'all want to see me anything that you all see that y'all want me to talk about or discuss, send it to my email. I don't even have my banner up. Hold on, y'all. Send it to my email and I'll take a look at it. All right, so let's move on. Next, we're gonna get into a little bit some things that's been going on as far as the Carmelo. Thank you, Renee. The Carmelo Anthony case. The truth is becoming a lot. It is becoming a lot.
They released this kid's picture.
I just showed a photo of them when he was being arrested. I mean, a video.
I know the name, but then they released his mugshot and everything.
Can you send me that? Because I don't even have that. I got a playlist of some little clips, but I don't think I have a lot because like I said, I just started looking into it this morning.
He stole his grandfather's damn gun.
Can we please? I am moving on.
A .38 revolver, He done stole his grandfather's gun. Nobody use a revolver anymore. Damn. I guess all the students were shot. A couple of them were shot in the leg, from what it says. Okay, go ahead.
So it's a lot with the Carmelo case. It's a lot. Like I say in my title, and I think I touched on this yesterday. The judge is being threatened. Now we covered when this guy came out and exposed. I always want to say Hunter, but it's Austin's dad, right? This same guy did another video, a little short video on TikTok. It is asinine, but it's pretty much telling the story of the. Oh, D True, did you know? Did you know that the mother, okay, so do you remember when we was reacting to the video, the news interview where the son stopped her from saying who was in the room?
Yeah.
It wasn't her dad. She's married again. She's been married again.
Yeah, and I don't think they want. I don't think they want the stepfather revealed, only because then people will start scrutinizing him.
Well, I seen a picture. Well, was it a picture of? Yeah, I seen a picture.
Well, once they find out she was married, it wouldn't be hard to find out, because when they do the background check, it's going to show relatives.
And they've been married. They've been married. They've been married for a long time. Because you got to remember, I think that guy was charged with that crime when they were 4. So I don't know how long. Too much after that they got married, but they've been married for a minute. I think he helped raise them, the stepdad. Yep. So that's being put out. Of course, the dad is being exposed. This one guy got. All of the everything he's been charged with. Like I say, the judge is being threatened. I don't know if, and her address and stuff has been leaked. But what really got me is that they have now doxed the new house. They moved. Carmelo's family moved out of their house for safety. They moved into a rental, and now that has been put up, pictures and all. The neighbors are already saying they don't want them there, because they are in a beautiful gated neighborhood. Them people, let me tell you something. They fussing about this. Well, so many people are outraged about this whole "go send me" or whatever that is kind of account that he has that's almost close to $500,000. But that family is well off. Okay, they're well off. The dad apparently has a good job. He's the sole provider, whatever. So they were living in a nice neighborhood. They live in a nice gated neighborhood, and then they are renting this house in this other nice neighborhood. And I think they're renting it for like $3,500 a month. It's like a $900,000 home that they're renting. The neighbors are already saying that, because they moved into this house probably pretty much basically right after this happened, because they've been in that house, and the neighbors didn't know that was them living next door to them until Carmelo was released. So now they got an issue. The neighbors got an issue with them being there. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but let me see what I want to play first. Let me see what we're gonna get into first, y'all. It's a lot. It is a lot, and then we're gonna get into some other stuff. Oh, another thing, the truth. Not only are they doxing Austin's dad, they done doxed the Austin's dad. They done pretty much doxed the judge. And they also doxed this guy, the Dominique Alexander guy. Now, I did not know this guy was a Texas advocate or activist or whatever. So he's been in the news a lot before. This guy. Let me see if I got a picture. Yep, this guy. And this is a picture of him when he came home. And this is in the new house. This guy right here that put on this press conference that we're about to listen to.
I think he was involved in that that cop that went into the wrong house and shot the guy that lived there and
You
you
talking about
remember?
Brianna?
No. She was off. She just got off duty and she went into the wrong
Are you
house.
talking about the
Yeah,
white officer
like,
female? Actually,
he
he looks like the victim.
no he actually was with the victim's family.
I knew I recognized him, but see, when I was watching these videos of the stuff that he's been in the news for, that's not what I remember him from. But I knew I remember his face. Even when I was watching yesterday, when they were coming out the courthouse, I was looking at him and thinking that he looked familiar to me, but I couldn't place where because I followed that case too. All right, so listen, y'all. So apparently this guy has a past. Now let me say this right off the top because I've been watching. I told myself when I started watching this stuff about this case that I was not gonna watch like the opposition. Like, and what I mean by the opposition, like I wasn't gonna watch all the because there's a lot out there, y'all. It's black folks going crazy, white folks going crazy, all kind of people going crazy. You got black people that's against it, this young man. You got white people that's against me. You got white people that's for him. It's just a whole lot of. Hey, Seal, it's good to see you, girl. Hold on. And so I said that I was just gonna stick to what I wanted to cover. Like I was gonna stick to, because since I'm in favor of this young man, I'm saying I agree with his side. I wasn't gonna watch the opposition, but I've been watching this one guy who is against them. Okay, and the reason why I think in order for me to get a roundabout consensus of what's being said and what's going on, I have to at least watch one person that I don't agree with, right? So I've been watching this guy, and he is. I'll get into more about him later. I don't even know if I'm missing his channel name, but I learned a lot watching his channel though. So apparently, this guy is being scrutinized. But let me say this. I don't think that Austin's dad should have been doxxed. I don't think that the judge should have been doxxed. I don't think that this guy should have been doxxed because none of their history or their background, other than the judge, maybe, but not her address and her phone number and stuff like that. I mean, I can understand people looking back as far as her case history. I don't even know why they doing that. And what gets me is every time one of the people that's against this, they speak about the judge, they say that DEI judge. I'm like, what? It be the ignorance for me. But I don't think any of these people should have been doxxed. I don't think that any of their private life or their so-called history. The one person I notice ain't been said nothing about or doxxed or nothing is the white attorney. Now this guy is not even his attorney. This guy is like he's just he's an activist, and he's speaking for the family. He did a whole press conference we're gonna listen to. So he's not representing. Well, he's representing the family in a sense, but he's not representing Carmelo in court, right? So I don't even understand why they targeting him. Because if anybody, which like I said, I don't think anybody should be doxxed, but you would think that they would be targeting the actual attorney. If you that mad to where you're gonna dox the judge, you're gonna dox these people's house, why are you doxing this guy and not the actual lawyer? You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, they have doxed this guy. This guy got a pass. This guy got a pass. My consensus on it, because we gonna talk about it, because the truth, he got some stuff that I just don't fuck with going on with him in his past. But like I say, he's not this young man's lawyer. I don't have no thoughts and opinions about him, neither here or there, because I mean he's just I guess representing the family as far as speaking for them. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he got or had going on in his past, it's not relevant to me. I guess it's good to know, but to me, honestly, it's just not relevant. Um, But it's a lot of people out here that feel as though, well, he got this guy. This guy's a criminal. He's representing this young man who is now a criminal. I heard somebody say birds of a feather and all that type bullshit. You know what I'm saying? People gonna talk. People gonna talk. People gonna talk. But I don't even understand why. I do understand why a lot of people are angry. Like when that judge lowered that bond and this guy got out of jail, people went wild. I mean, they just started doing all type of stuff, y'all. Y'all wouldn't believe, but we're gonna talk about this guy too. We're gonna talk about it just because the guy that I've been listening to, you know, on the opposite side, he dared anybody. Well, I'm not doing it because he dared it. I'm doing it because I feel like y'all should know. But anyway, he was like, I dare any content creator that's for Carmelo to talk about what this guy did in his past. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what does his past has to do with what's going on in the here and now? But then when I watched and listened to, you know, I feel like we should talk about it. I think we should. I don't know if we're gonna go deep into it today, but we will. It's a lot, y'all. Like I say, y'all see, I've been coming on live every day with this because every day is something new, something different, and I don't want to fall behind. I just cannot stay on here for hours and hours on this particular channel and do this content because it drains me. Okay, so let's get into the first video we're gonna listen to today. Let me see. Let's see, y'all. Deetra, you want to say anything before I got a feeling you over there doing something. You doing something.
I got your picture. I'm sending it to you right now, but of the high school shooter.
Okay, let's see.
And I'll find out what this guy did.
Oh, I already know. I already know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I do. It's a lot. I think the first thing we're going to do, y'all. Okay, where is that short video I had where they were talking about the judge? Because I want to be real careful about, you know, because I am watching some different people, but I don't want to play everybody. I want to play this guy, but I don't really like him. But he do be having he do be having a lot of facts. Let's see. Maybe I just play his voice. Thank you. I think we've talked enough about the judge because I don't know if they've actually got her address in this video, so I'm not gonna play it. But just know that the judge has been doxed, her address and stuff leaked. We already talked about that. I do want to play Introvert. He got a video about the parents, and I think I'm gonna play that video, and then I'm gonna play the press conference because the press conference is a little lengthy, but I did want us to listen to that. So let me play this guy because he's talking about Austin and them parents. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you, sweetie. Hold on. And this guy he's an ass, but not the content creator, but the guy that's on that TikTok. He's an ass. But I want y'all to see this. Let me share it. Now, when the video starts playing, well, you're gonna see it because I'm gonna share it. I'm so used to having to show y'all visuals, you know. Hey, Cabrania.
Here's the story of a girl named Megan who was young, single, and ready to leave home. Had no idea of.
Okay, so just know that this weird ass song that he's singing is about Austin and Hunter's parents. That's when they were younger. Cute couple when they were younger. That's them when they were younger.
she was going to do it, but her plan was to leave. Then one day, Megan met Jeff. He saw her and knew it was right. The first words was, "Girl, you thick as cold grits. Can I have your number?" Megan said to Jeff, "What are you saying? Are you saying that you like me?" He said, "Yes, if I can get your number, I will call you soon." You see, I'm a realtor here in Texas. That's what Jeff said to Megan. Megan eyeballs had the dollar sign and said ching ching. And she knew she was the one who was gonna get a new house and an umbrella that said security. That Megan thought that she found the one and everything all right. The relationship was good for a while. And then Megan came to say, she said, "Jeffrey, I think I may be pregnant with not one, but two." Jeffrey said, "What the fuck are you talking about? I have a career and this is not what I want." Megan said, "You should have used a Jimmy and I'm keeping these kids."
And look, I'm saying the last part of that clip at the end of this video, and it looks like he had more than those SA charges. And just to remind y'all, on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable. So if you're not racist, this belt is not for you. Now, look, my people, we can no longer trust these news outlets. We have awareness: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of them. See, they want us to get caught up in entertainment and overlook all the real issues that's going on in our community. So we have to start being more self-reliant. And look, by now, y'all know me. I was doing more research, and I can't believe I overlooked this. Run the tapes.
He always was wanting to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is like, because they have personal items there.
And I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move.
Damn, the audacity. This woman sat there and basically said that Carmelo was under that tent to steal, that he came under that tent to sit there and steal. Make it make sense. And this dude said these words. Let's read. He said, "I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he?" Wait, let's start off with the knife first. I'm going to say this again. In the South, black and white young men carry pocket knives like they carry cell phones. You even have people that take their pocket knives to church because you never know. Tell me I'm lying. And see, that knife is not the important part. Why did your twins attack Carmelo? Why did your twins touch Carmelo? Those are the questions we should be asking. And then you had the audacity, you had the nerves to diss Carmelo's parents. And I told you, Jeff, you can't be doing that, man. Pull up the files. Jeffrey Metcalf, in 1984, you were speeding. In 1992, you were speeding again. In 2011, you caught the SA charge, which was a second-degree felony. Now, let's go back to those questions. But this time, let me ask you, what kind of parents did those twins have? What was they taught? And look, I know it's the past, but you have to realize if Carmelo's dad had these charges, even if just speeding on his record, it will be all over TV. It will be all over social media. So that's why on my channel, I just keep the same energy, partner. This family and the news outlets are trying to sway the jury right now with faces. He thought that he can wear a shirt that says God over all things and another shirt that says faith over fear without me noticing the scam. And not just that, the media is so cold with it. You had the cameraman zooming in and out just to show people what his shirt said. So you will have people saying, "Oh, he's very religious. Oh, he's telling the truth." I'm telling you, the media is cold. But the rabbit hole gets deeper. Check this out. See, we all know that she hates her ex-husband. But guess what? He raised $340K. She only raised $170K.
D true? Clown.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. Damn it.
Can you Well, can you swallow and please tell me why this family got two GoFundMe accounts, one for the mama and one for the daddy? What are they raising money for?
I can't figure it out. They already
Are they
buried
trying
it.
to
So
capitalize off their sons passing?
I
What are
think
you doing?
I can't figure out what they need to go fund me for.
Not only
But
that, they got two.
well,
She got one and he got one.
the mama's gonna have one and the daddy's gonna have one because they ain't gonna share with each other.
But why? What are they raising money for? To heal? Because that's what
I
it
don't
says.
I don't
To
know.
heal.
Maybe I
They
don't know.
need money. Could they need it? They got bills. Run them donations.
Oh,
I can't figure out. I understand why Carmela has one for legal expenses and everything else. The father can't work. Maybe they can't work right now. Maybe they're not working. I don't know why. Ain't nobody going after them. And you can take FMLA for grieving when a child passes.
You definitely can. You definitely can.
So I don't understand. They're getting paid. They're getting paid twice. Yeah, I would. This to me, it looks like they're just using the incident to get whatever.
That's pretty grimy. That's pretty grimy.
Well, they could be hiring a lawyer too, because most people in things like this are going to hire a lawyer to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So
And you
maybe they
did
hired a
say they
lawyer.
might be suing the school.
Oh, that you could most definitely. They most definitely are suing the school that this happened because it happened on school grounds.
It was school grounds though, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was a stadium. I don't know whose
School
stadium it
sanctioned
was.
event.
The
school board. It's
school.
all on the school board. It's a school sanctioned event and facility, lack of security, all that other shit.
They'll be suing the city. They'll be suing the city. The city and the school system is who they're going to be suing because they're going to claim that there wasn't adequate security and that a knife should have never been brought in there.
Okay,
But if I was a school, I'd be like, wait a minute, now you want more money? You just raised $400,000.
No,
You need more than
no.
that? You need
You're
more than
thinking
that?
about Carmelo's GoFundMe. They don't have near that much.
Well, he has 300 and the other one has 100.
Well, that's separate though. The truth, they're separate. They ain't gonna share with each other. They're not gonna do
But
that.
they're not. I know they're not going to shit. That's why they each got one for their own. Because which to me is like this should be one GoFundMe, one for the family.
Hey, Mimi, how you doing?
Not I get this and you get that. If I was her, I'd sue him for a portion of his.
For what?
That's her son, and he made money off it.
The daddy?
Yep.
That's his son too, D. True.
Exactly, but that's her son, and you're profiting off my son.
So is she.
I should be included in that.
You know what? I'm pushing play.
You know, I'll sue anybody. I don't give a
I
fuck.
know. I know.
So I said all that to say this. Everything you saw on those news outlets in those interviews from this family was all acting, was all Hollywood. I mean, of course, they said that their son died, but if you want to be for real, it was all competition. Competition to see who can be more dramatic, who can earn the most money, make it make sense. And see, with this racist system, they try to play chess against our people. So that's why I always say sometimes you have to sit back, be quiet, and use your common sense. He's a real estate agent. He raised over $340K. He can do that. He can sell you anything. He can fake cry on demand. He can fake like he's mad on demand. He can say, oh, I forgive him. He can do that all on demand because it's all acting. And she only raised $170K. I'm telling you.
Oh, the daddy raised. I thought it was. I thought it was. So the daddy raised the most. The true. I thought it was the mom that.
No, the daddy raised $340K. She raised $170K. That's over $500,000.
Wow.
daddy know all the niggas with good jobs and shit.
Well, again, he used the sympathy part by saying, "I forgive him." So now all the religious people like, look at him, just I can't believe I'm so touched that he forgave that young man. Blah blah blah. It's and he's right. It's a game for them. It's a game. They have somebody.
I just want to know
helping them.
Why do people care? We see people get GoFundMe's all the time after people die and they ask for money and get a whole bunch of it. Why is this any different?
And that's the thing, because to be honest, Trey, I agree with you, and I really don't care. I just bring up the fact about their GoFundMe's because people are scrutinizing why and trying to shut down this family that really needs this money. You know what I'm saying? That really needs this money, and they trying to shut them down. They scrutinizing them. They telling lies, talking about. This is the recent lie they told. Is that the parents took all of this money that people gave to help Carmelo's in Carmelo's defense. They took it and bought a new home. Well, lie number one is that the house is not bought; they're renting, and that money is still on that account. They didn't use a dime of that money to get that house.
And they didn't
Well,
use the money
I saw
to
that they said
buy
they
them
rented
out.
the new house, but even in that one, I don't care. If they got given $1 million, they paid $100,000 for his defense, and they moved with the rest. Why the fuck do people care?
Hey, that's
their
my
money.
sentiment exactly. My sentiment exactly. And people are actually angry to the point to whereas they are angry about the fact that people are supporting these people's account. That they're actually sending them money. They're mad and trying to tell them how they should be spending the money. First of all, it's a lot. It is a lot, and people are weird. And then on top of it, if you want to talk about it, if you want to talk about it, okay, talk about it. But why lie about it? Why lie about it?
Oh yeah, it's all over Facebook that they used the money to buy the house, this and that. But they didn't use the money to bail him out. If you're saying they didn't touch the money, then they didn't use that money to bail him out.
I looked at the thing this morning. That is actually almost close to 500,000. They have not touched that money.
Yeah, then they took 25,000.
Them people had money, but they know in having money and him not being able to make money because he's not working, they're gonna need money.
Yeah, so they paid that 25 grand out of their own pocket.
Yes, they did. Or now I did hear that somebody else paid for his bond, but we're gonna get into that later. I did hear somebody actually, and I don't know how true it is. That's why I said we're gonna get into it later.
Well, it's always smart to put up the cash.
How in the
You're
fuck
gonna get it back.
people know they rented a new? How do people know they rented a new house anyway? What the fuck?
They doxed them, Trey. They actually did rent a new house. They doxed them. They don't put the picture of the house up. The neighbors are speaking.
How did they find this shit out though?
They've been following
You can't
them.
just pull up a person's damn lease.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you how I think. Let me tell you how I think it happened. Okay, let me tell it because nobody knew that family had moved into that house until Carmelo got out. What had happened was when Carmelo got out, came home. I can guarantee you, he's probably followed by the news media. He's probably followed by somebody. Somebody followed them from that courthouse and followed them to that house. Cause see, the neighbors didn't even know who they were when they initially moved in. They didn't find out who they were until Carmelo got out and actually went to that house. Because they moved into the house way before he got out.
Well, but here's the thing, though. They probably said, we didn't buy this house. We're leasing it. Because they were telling the lie that they bought the house. So it was probably them that said, we didn't buy this house. We're leasing it.
Actually, okay, since we keep talking about that, let me bring this up. I'm going to tell you who actually, and I don't know if they put it out before it was actually put out. I just know that this is out. Let me go to it. Hold on a minute. We're going to read it. We're going to look at it. Since we own the house thing, I was gonna bring this up later, but Since we're on the house thing, let's do this.
This is when social media started doing too goddamn much.
So what? Those people are probably getting death threats. They are. That's why they moved. Mimi. They are actually getting death threats. They sent a graphic. I don't know if they sent it through phone or whatever, but those parents got a picture of a child with a knife in his head. Let me bring this up. And they ain't just death threats. They are racially motivated death threats, according to the video that I saw. Let me do this. The judge is even getting threatened. I mean, everybody. Oh, the FBI is investigating.
The FBI have whoever done it. Yeah, all of them, everybody that got threatened, the FBI gonna look into it, especially the judge.
That's why I say I don't understand why people take them type of chances just to be mean and evil. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like you're dumb. Like you can be mad all day long, but when you cross the line and do dumb shit by like threatening a judge, putting out a judge's address and all that crap, you crazy. You got to be. You loony. That's why I say people out here crazy. That's why you shouldn't be putting people shit out here. People crazy. Okay? Period. All right. All right, there we go. Let me exit out of it. New York Post. New York Post. Okay.
You do know who the New York Post is owned
No,
by?
I don't.
Murdoch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Murdoch owns the Post.
Damn. Carmelo Anthony living with family in $900 home in gated community. Bought new car after release on bond in Austin Metcalf murder case report. Now the lie is in that title alone is that they rented the house and got the new car after he got released. No, after he got released is when it was released to the public. Them people had made those moves before he got out. All right. So let's read. The Texas teen accused of fatally stabbing a high school football star at a track meet allegedly lives in a $900,000 home with his family inside a luxurious gated community, despite requesting that a judge lower his $1 million bond because of financial difficulties, according to a report. Now, I don't know if what they stated in court, because they came out and said what was stated in court as to why they want to. But see, this is the thing. Even whether or not they had financial issues or not, his bond was going to be lower regardless, right, D-True, or maybe not?
No, it was going to be lowered regardless because that was the initial bond that was set by a magistrate the day of the incident.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no testimony.
Their house.
Yeah, it's not their. They're leasing
if it's
the house.
not their house, why do people care how much the estimated value of it is? It's not like they could have used it as collateral in a damn bond hearing. People just be doing the most.
And I bet you that truck is leased too.
So
I bet you they didn't buy that truck. That truck is $125,000.
Carmelo Anthony, 17, is holed up with his family at the pricey home inside. It's the words for me. At the pricey home inside the gated community of Rich Woods. And now this is the New York Post giving out the address. In Rich Woods in Frisco, Texas, after he was released from jail Monday on a reduced $250,000 bond for allegedly killing Austin Metcalf earlier this month, the Daily Mail reported. The home, where rent is estimated to be $3,500 a month, had a white Suburban, a black Acura, and a third sedan in the driveway on Tuesday. They don't roll by the damn house. I don't know if this is this house is being. That's a new neighborhood. That house right there. I don't know. That's still being built.
Every community is new around here. in Texas and especially in Dallas, every community is new.
It says a neighbor said the family had just bought a new ride. He got a new car, the resident told the outlet. If you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag and it says it expires on June the 4th. I will be beating my neighbor's ass. Richwood is about a mile from Centennial High School where Anthony went to school and ran track. Residents in the gated community were allegedly unaware the family was living at the home until Anthony was released on Monday and have voiced concerns about having the accused killer in their exclusive neighborhood. Not good, not good. I don't think he should be out, an anonymous mother in the neighborhood told the Daily Mail. Is this the neighborhood? Can't be the neighborhood. The gated community is about a mile. Well, it is the neighborhood. hmm Another neighbor also told the outlet that Anthony's family is not poor if they live in the gated community. Them people never said they were poor. I don't even know why people are spinning that narrative. Them people don't. Y'all was saying he was poor. You know, the same people that's mad about the money, they were the ones saying that he came from a broken home. The mama ain't shit, the dad ain't around, and this and that and the third. They were painting that picture. Them people never said they were poor. They're not poor people, that's for sure, he said. The home has also been getting flooded with deliveries allegedly for Anthony. They don't know that. How would you know that? With Amazon trucks being seen making multiple drop-offs at his home, the outlet reported. The best thing they can do is move, said another neighbor. I think that would be best for everyone. Who are you to tell somebody where to live? My God, today. It's unclear how long Anthony and his family had lived at the home. Anthony had been locked in Collin County Jail and charged with first-degree murder for allegedly stabbing Metcalf, also 17, in the heart during a fight over a seat at a track meet on April the 2nd. Anthony allegedly told police he was acting in self-defense, and his family claimed the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. On a GiveSendGo.com fundraiser for their legal fees, which has raised more than $440,000 as of Wednesday. Initially, he was being held on a $1 million bond. I'm not reading the chat. I see y'all typing a lot. Y'all continue to do so. I'll get to the comments when I get through reading, okay? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Initially, he was being held on a $1 million bond until a Collin County judge slashed it to $250,000 and ruled that he may await trial at home with an ankle monitor under 24-hour supervision from his parents or an adult designee. The lower bond came 1 week after Anthony's attorney said they would ask the court to reduce the excessive $1 million bond and ask the local district attorney to make a better determination of the charges. The fund set up to help the teen's family with legal fees is also being used to move and hire additional security. Hey, Gears, good to see you. Hey, Stacy, I see y'all. Is used to move and hire additional security for him and his family amid the backlash over Metcalf's death, said his defense attorney, Mike Howard. That's and it's not even moving on y'all. Oh, yes, it is. There it is. That's Austin, y'all. Y'all know that. He was a handsome young man. I ain't gonna even lie. That's Carmelo, of course. Let's see. Given that Carmelo has no prior history, and given that this young man has not been in any sort of trouble before, $1 million is not necessary, Howard said. This family needs to be able to survive, he went on. Now this is where he I think goes into the whole whatever that is, the GoFundMe or whatever. There's been a tremendous amount of pressure. I think at this point, living in a gated community, given everything, the safety of their younger children are very warranted. Now you got to remember, Carmelo is the oldest of 4. They got 3 younger children. Security details and criminal defense are not cheap. However, Collin County First Assistant Prosecutor Bill Werski cross-examined the family and asked why they hadn't used the money they raised to pay Anthony's bond. He trying to dictate how these people spend their money. I guess he was just doing and saying whatever he could for the bail not to be reduced or whatever. It isn't as simple as giving a phone call to exit, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. I talked about this yesterday. That money, when you do a GoFundMe or whatever this thing is, which is probably just like it, you don't get that money like that. It's a process. It ain't like going into a bank account or into a bank or sliding a debit card. It's a process. It isn't as simple as giving a phone call to access it. Anthony's parents said, as reported by Fox 4, they explained that getting the money was difficult and a chunk of it had gone towards Anthony's legal defense. Okay. All right, so that's that. So since we was talking about the house, there it is. That's what we know about the house. They got pictures up of it. They got the address. People are riding by it. It's a mess. It's a mess. People are scrutinizing them because see, you got to remember that these people were living like that before this happened. So of course, even if they have to move and rent a place, they're not gonna well, if they don't have to downgrade, they're not gonna downgrade. I don't know what the big deal is, but I guess people do what they do and say what they say. Trying to dictate how the people. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. You were doing good. It does take a while to get that money, Stacy. All right. Let's pull back up the video. And like Trey said, it shouldn't even matter, but of course everything in this case matter. And it done started over, but I think I know where I stopped at.
Their lawyer told them not to pay the bond $1 million.
What are you talking about?
Because they said we'll get the bond reduced. You don't need to pay that $1 million.
Of course they told them not to pay it. Of course, we all know that.
If they had paid $100,000 to get him out on $1 million, you don't get that $100,000 back. if the bond gets lowered, the bond company gets their money, but they don't give you part of that back. You still paid $100,000 to get them out. So that's why they said we'll get the bond lowered. Don't pay it.
They wouldn't have had to. I mean, okay.
Well, they would have paid $100,000 out of that money they raised to secure the bond.
Be true. They wouldn't have been if they had to use that money that they raised to get him out, he would still be locked up.
Are you saying they wouldn't have been able to get access to it that quick?
Right. It don't work like that. It's a waiting period. I think it has to be up for a certain amount of time. I don't know all the rules. I know with GoFundMe, it's rules to it. Now, I've never heard of this one that they're using. I guess it's just like GoFundMe, but you cannot just withdraw that money like that. It's a process. I don't know why my thing is acting up, y'all, but I'm gonna shut it down and bring it back. But yeah, they wouldn't have been if they had to if they were depending on that money to get him out, he would still be locked up. Hold on a minute, y'all. Oh Lord. So what y'all think about? Let me see. I guess while I wait for this thing to come up, let me see what y'all talking about. Welcome everybody to the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Feel free to support the channel. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna finish listening to this video, y'all, and then we're gonna listen to the press conference that this Dominique guy put on. Now I'm kind of hesitant about doing the talking about his past that has been put out here. Hey Candy, good to see you, baby. Yeah, Miss Mimi, I think he said it, actually said it in court that they had to hire security. It was some guy with them when they came. It was when they came out of that jail, when they went and picked him up, it was the dad, it was Carmelo, it was this Dominique guy, and then there was another guy. And I'm thinking he may have been like the security. Mm-hmm. Yep. Them people getting death threats and everything. They done already put the people's house out. So you know people riding by and things of that nature. It's a lot. I think it's too much, but whew. Sorry for the delay, y'all. I had to shut my thing down and bring it back up. And I hope it worked this time. It was working good. Ooh, they got a whole picture up of that guy, D True. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this world is world. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's a real tragedy, but people need to look at the entire picture and had a approach. Okay, this will not be. People do not seem to be harassing. No, they're not. And D True, another thing, you still eating? You should be done.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You notice they hadn't been back out since the funeral. Did you notice that?
Who? The family or Austin's family or?
Austin family, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're in mourning.
They should have been in mourning last week.
Yeah. Well, again, there's a picture that has to be painted here, and somebody spoke to them and say, what you're doing is not portraying a family in mourning.
Right.
So now they're in seclusion in mourning, because she had a fit at the courthouse.
Oh yeah, they did say she had a fit at the courthouse when he was when the bail was lowered.
Yes. They were right there. All the press was there talking about the fit she had, about the bond being lowered and all this other stuff. So now they're doing what the crisis actors have told them, or the crisis counselors have told them they need to be doing, because they have to portray a certain picture.
Well, I have no doubt that they grieving. I have no doubt. You know what I'm saying? They no matter what, they still lost their son. So I have no doubt that they're grieving. I just don't. But it's just to me, like I said, the only thing I said last week, and I'm saying it again, I think it's weird that they were doing so many interviews, and starting with the day that he actually passed. That's weird to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they not just did one, they did like many. And that was weird to me. But other than that, I mean, and another thing that's weird to me is the 2 GoFundMe's. That's weird. But hey, to each his own. I was shocked to find out that lady is remarried, because that boy, Hunter stopped her from saying that. She probably was about to say, no, that's my new husband, or that's my husband. Because, people are still calling that other guy her husband, the daddy. Okay, y'all, we back up. Let me see if it's going to play. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you, girl. Why is it not up? I probably shouldn't have came out of it. It was doing so good. It's weird, Miss Mimi. But a lot of stuff about this whole thing is weird to me, honestly. I just speak on it. I ain't judging nobody. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm adamant at where I stand, though. I'm adamant about how I feel about it. But my opinions are my opinions. And those people, they moving weird. Like they moving weird. 2 GoFundMe's. That's really strange. Yeah, Silas. All right, let's see.
Media. So that's why on my channel, I just
All right, you done caught up. Let's go.
caught the essay charge, which was a 2nd-degree felony. Now let's go back to those questions, but this time let me ask you, what kind of parents did those twins have? What was they taught? And look, I know it's the past, but you have to realize if Carmelo's dad had these charges, even if just speeding on his record, it would be
Hold on, y'all. Hey, come correct, girl.
all over social media. So that's why on my channel, the same energy popping right in our faces. He thought that he can wear a shirt that's here without me noticing the scam. And not just that, the media is so cold with it. You had the cameraman zooming in and out just to show people what his shirt said. So you'll have people saying, oh, he's very religious. Oh, he's telling the truth. I'm telling you, the media is cold. But the rabbit hole gets deeper. Check this out. See, we all know that she hates her ex-husband. But guess what? He raised $340K. She only raised $170K. So I said all that to say this. Everything you saw on those news outlets in those interviews from this family was all acting, was all Hollywood. I mean, of course, they said that their son died, but if you want to be for real, it was all competition to see who can earn the most money against our people. So that's why I always say sometimes you have to sit back, be quiet. He's a real estate agent. He raised over $340K. He can do that. He can sell you anything. He can fake cry on demand. He can fake like he's mad on demand. He can say, oh, I forgive him. He can do that all on demand because it's all acting. And she only raised $170K. I'm telling you, later on in this case, I'm going to keep watching. But that's going to be a problem because when the last time you saw one family had 2 separate GoFundMe accounts when one of their kids died? Make it make sense. But what they really mad at, Carmelo raised over $400K, and today he got a bond reduction of $250K. So he's on the way home. I'll be honest, I can't beat this case. Family is dysfunctional. It's been there for over, plays a huge and have the support of. Here's the
big two got married and tried to work it out. This just wasn't the same, cause Megan knew Jeffrey's intentions was not to have a date. Y'all see where I'm going with this. I can keep going. And the driveway so she can go on her treasure hunt. Once she was sure that the car was down the street, she went to Jeff's bedroom to look around.
I knew it was gonna drop. Hold on. So you say if Carmelo's family had two GoFundMe accounts, they would have shut. So listen, they did shut down the GoFundMe. Mimi, they have another account. It's called Go Send Me or something like that. It's like GoFundMe, right? But it's another thing. The GoFundMe that they had, they shut it down. And just think about it. Yeah, if they had two accounts up, it would definitely be talked about because they already talking about this one. Like the one he has on that, the one that's like at 450,000. Oh, baby, they mad about that. It's people out there raging mad because people are supporting that family, and they only got one. They only got one, and they mad about it. They had to GoFundMe shut down. They shut it down. Yep, sure did. If they had two separate ones, they would be saying Carmelo come from a broken. Oh, they were saying that 2 years. They were saying that off the rip before we knew anything about his family. Before it came out, they were saying he was a thug, he was a hoodlum, he was of the streets, in the streets. The daddy was gone. The mama probably didn't work. They were probably on welfare. Baby, they were listen. It was a whole narrative spun. And baby, when it was, when it came out exactly what type of family he came from, they got pissed. That's why they so mad about this money. That's why they so mad about them being able to move into another house and to get another car and things of that nature. Because guess what? That shouldn't even matter. See, when I first started talking about this story, I said to my people, because it happens every time I try to cover a story on this channel, right? I get discouraged and I tend to be wanting to stop because it's always become about everything about it. Listen, and dealing with social media and all this, the issue at hand always seems to get lost in the sauce. The fact that Austin is gone, he's gone. Carmelo's life is changed forever. He may even have to go to prison at 17 years old. See, that's what this is about. But these people, are making it about everything but that. Now they're making it about money. They're making it about what the activist pass is, what the judge pass is, where the judge live. And even I think it was wrong for Austin's dad to be doxxed. I think it's wrong for all of those people to be doxxed because that has nothing to do with what's going on. But that's what people do. They do too much. And then the fact that this young man is gone and Carmelo's life, that stuff that just get lost in the sauce. It get lost in the sauce, and I just can't. I can't stand it.
In his past, she didn't know what, but she was determined to find.
If it keeps skipping, y'all, I'm gonna just play the audio. In fact, let me go ahead and pull it up. I try to bring that
If it was
back
the
up later.
last thing she'd do.
I'm gonna play the rest of the audio because I think he just plays this guy singing this damn song, and he's basically just talking about them as a couple, how they broke up and they got together. They got together, had the twins. I still don't know what happened with that sexual assault charge that he has. I don't know what that's about. The daddy. Um.
So what?
All right, let me cut my speaker on, y'all. Oh, okay, but you know, they would have made
Bluetooth pairing.
they would have made terribly big deal.
Bluetooth
Oh yeah,
connected.
absolutely, absolutely.
Kids, what are you talking about? Let me go and talk to him. Jeff, my kid said you acting funny. Is that something you want to talk to me about? Just said, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just my persona now. Listen, those two got some shit in their closet. That Jeffrey,
Okay, that's the end of that
Now
one.
when we
That's the end of that one. What we're gonna do now, y'all? Because I want to listen to this and then I want to move on because we already at almost 2 hours and I want to get into a little bit about Kyron Lacey. Okay. And like I said, y'all, I got a whole lot I want to play. I got a whole lot I want us to talk about, but I just can't get it all done in one live. So, like I say, I'm going to cover a little bit each day because I don't stay on these lives a long time. I try not to anyway. And so I'll be back one day this weekend. If not, I'll definitely be back on Monday. Well, I'm thinking, y'all know what? I keep thinking the day is Thursday, it's Wednesday. So I definitely be back tomorrow with more because I got a whole lot more I want to cover. I got a lot of videos we want to talk about, y'all. I wonder, are they going to allow him to use the stand, your ground defenses? That's big in Texas.
Texas doesn't have that.
Yeah, he doing the most, but that's TikTok. That's why I ain't got into TikTok like that because TikTok to me is a whole joke. Wait a minute, it's very informative. It has a lot of good and it also has a lot of bad. TikTok for me, that's my opinion. Go ahead.
But they don't have stand your ground here. They have the castle, which is similar to the stand your ground, but they don't have the actual stand your ground defense in Texas. But there's something similar to it, and that's what he's stating that you don't. The law says that you don't have to run, that you're able to stand, that you're able to protect yourself and not have to run. So I'll see what they call it, but it's different from the stand your ground.
This case, and it has to stop. It has to stop, y'all.
Okay, this is the Dominique. What's his name? Dominique. I know his last name, y'all. It's just we're gonna know it well because we got some content to do on him.
Alexander.
Dominique Alexander. Okay, he's I guess this is his organization, right?
He's a
And
human rights activist. I guess
Tyrone says Texas does have stand your ground.
It's called the Castle Doctrine, and it's very similar to stand your ground. I'm about to put it out there. So they do it is recognized as a stand your ground, but it's just called the Castle Doctrine.
So Dominique Alexander, for those that don't know, is an activist that's representing the family in a sense, not as far as the as a lawyer, not as a lawyer. They have their lawyer, but he's representing the family as an activist and he speaks for them and things like that. Now, he's been doxxed. His past has been put out, and his past is not pretty. He's got some charges. He's been convicted of some things. He's been in jail for some things. And of course, social media is dragging him. Now, what his past has to do with what he's doing for this family, but they're making this whole notion, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not gonna get into what he's passing on this live because I don't have time to really, really get into it, and it's deep. But they're using his past to say, how you defending, which he's not defending, he's representing this young man when you have this going on in your past or this that went on in your past. And we're gonna go deeper into that. But for right now, we're gonna listen. Now, I'm late on showing this because this was actually this press conference was done like right when it happened 7 days ago. But I did want to listen to it with y'all because I have not heard it. I have not heard it. And I wanted to listen to it with y'all and get y'all thoughts on it, okay? All right. And it's 36 minutes long. I'm gonna try not to do so much talking so we can get through it, so we can move on, okay? But if y'all got questions, ask, and I'll be reading the chat. Once again, thank y'all for being here. Please be sure to hit the like button, hit the Cash App, support the channel, and I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Now, me being the person that I am, I said I was gonna try to play it and see if it'll play. Let's see.
Give me a thumbs up when it's
All right, so it's not. Oh, is it playing? Let's see. It might play.
I want to start off by saying real quick the Action Network that have been working with the Anthony family from the advocacy standpoint. I'm not the Anthony family attorney to this line of work. And we have been representing families for the last 10 years from an advocacy standpoint to get to the bottom of this situation. The Next Generation Action Network, since the last past week, have gotten thousands of calls regarding this situation.
All right.
By saying that I appreciate the deputy.
I ain't got time to play with you, StreamYard. Hold on, y'all.
Give me a thumb. Generation Action Network, since the last past week, have gotten thousands of calls regarding this situation and making sure that our organization was involved in this situation because of the growing tension of racism and bigotry involving with the case. I want to start off by saying that I appreciate the Deputy Chief, John Stretch, from being able to come here to meet with us, as well as the Assistant Police Chief, Darren Stevens. These are two individuals who are currently over the investigation that is currently going on in Frisco ISD. Of course, let's start off in the proper way. I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as president and founder of the Next Generation Action Network, the largest human and civil rights organization in North Texas. Today, we had a meeting with leadership of the Frisco Police Department to discuss the matter of urgency in escalating racial threats and bigotry and online hate directed at the Anthony family. Let me be clear. The Anthony family cannot leave their home because of the growing threats towards their safety. Their personal address has been exposed. They have received graphic and racist threats. They are being targeted with violence and simply because their child is in the center of this tragedy. We are here this justice must be fair and impartial and protected from biases. We cannot allow racism and bigotry to divide us. We cannot allow white America to decide when and how Black people can speak up against oppression. We do not pull the race card. We live it. Yes, this case is a tragedy. Anytime a child is lost, we mourn as a community. Our heart goes out to the family of Austin Metcalf, but we do not erase the right of the Anthony family to be protected and heard and treated with dignity. That's why today we spoke with the Frisco Police Department leadership to demand answers. We need to know what steps are being taken to protect the Anthony family, the strategies of the threats that's being spreaded, and how Frisco Police is ensuring that Carmelo Anthony's Sixth Amendment right, fair and public trial, is fully respected. Let's make it clear that absolutely, we have the full permission and trust of the Anthony family and authorized for the Next Generation Action Network to speak today. Today in this meeting, we talked about and was able to give them graphic images of what this family has had to deal with for the last couple of days. It is sad. These graphic images not only display children with knives, Black children with knives stuck in their head, the Anthony family's address. We saw when this case first started that people were putting online that when Section 8 was accepted into the Frisco neighborhood, that became the lead of the downfall of Frisco. We have saw so many different hateful images, just hateful things. And the Next Generation Action Network wants to reiterate that Carmelo Anthony has a right to a fair trial, unbiased, and removed of racial hate and bigotry. I want to make it very clear, and I say this from my heart and my own personal reference. If someone wants to say race is not in this situation and shouldn't be, well, I asked all of those people to join me in calling it out. But don't look at Black people and say, don't always play the race card. We don't play the race card, we live it. We live a reality. We also feel that the bond that Carmelo Anthony is on is too high. We do. Because guess what? We've been here when Aaron Dean was arrested. We was here when Amber Geiger was arrested. $200,000. The system, it has a problem in it. Now, what I want to be able to do is ensure, and what we was able to hear today from the Frisco Police Department is reassuring that the Frisco Police Department is doing everything that it can to address the racism and the bigotry. We have saw the police chief, a statement being sent out by the police chief that was false. We have saw a false autopsy report that was false. We have to caution the community to say, hey, we cannot trust everything that is online.
Absolutely not.
The disinformation that is going online is hurting this case. And it has to stop. It has to stop, y'all. As we know it right now, Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony did not know each other. They did not know each other. Let's stop it. They were not at a party together. Let's stop the lies regarding this situation. We also know that both Austin Metcalf, the twin brothers, were on the roster that day to be at that track meet. We also know that Carmelo Anthony was on the roster that day to be at that track meet. We know they both arrived, all of them arrived to this facility via the transportation of Frisco ISD. The lies has to stop, y'all. As far as the legal strategy, I'm not talking about that today because that's not my place. I'm not the lawyer. I think you guys have all had a statement in regards that the lawyers have asked for a bond reduction and they will release that in the way. We are solely here because where racism and bigotry and hate arises, the Next Generation Action Network will be there and will respond to that hate. We will not allow our communities to go under attack. We know that when people see a white and a black man in an unfortunate situation happen, that race always become a factor in that situation. And it's really because people don't want to really have a conversation about racial reconciliation in this country. And the current climate that we live in, where racism and bigotry is at the forefront, we don't really want to have these conversations. And social media has been a stomping ground for people to be able to launch any disparity that they want to. And so, you know, our heart goes out to all who are involved. The Next Generation Action Network continues to restate that we are here to support this situation based on what we have seen. We want to continue to express Mr. Carmelo Anthony's grounds of where he has displayed self-defense. I think that in the next coming days, as you see the things going out in the courtroom, it will be displayed. But today's meeting was solely about the threats that have been going towards their home and ensuring that there is a fair and impartial investigation going on. And I want the public to know that our organization, along with attorneys, are doing everything they can to make sure that race is not a factor in this case. Ensuring and supporting like we've always done. And so I really appreciate the police chief coming to meet with us today to answer all of those questions that we have had. And so at this time, I'll just open it up for questions.
Dominique, what exactly did you ask police to do and what exactly did they tell you they would do? And is it enough?
Okay, break that down. Just give me that again.
What exactly did you ask Frisco Police in your meeting today to do about these allegations of racism leveled against this family? What did you ask police to do about it? What did they say they were going to do about it? And is it enough?
What I've asked them to do is put an additional presence out there with this family around their home. They have ensured that they've had levels of communication, but for the family, it has been hard for them to know and trust everything because of all of the disinformation. And
misinformation, sir,
people to even trust law enforcement in this situation because of what was going on. It was one moment that we thought that the police chief made a statement regarding the case. Then we find out that's a lie, right? The family saw an autopsy report. You know what I mean? Now, at the end of the day, because of my experience and growing up in the funeral home industry, I know that it's impossible to have an autopsy report, you know what I mean, something like that to be released in the matter of 2 days.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we was able to dispel that really quick, right? You know what I mean? And we knew that that was never going to be the avenue that the Collin County Medical Examiner would release that information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it made it very hard. So what we've asked them to do is increase the presence. We've asked them for a direct contact for the family to be able to send them the information that is when they're getting it, you know, that they have a point of contact to be able to do this. you know, their home address has been shared. You know what I mean? The hate, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people are saying in regarding their son that are false. You know what I mean? You would think, based on what is online, you would think that Carmelo Anthony is a person who is like, you know what I mean, a hooligan or somebody that doesn't have a home or structure or foundation or all of these different types of things. There's been a whole bunch of lies, like Carmelo Anthony was put out of his home days before. Just stupidity. They are all false and lies. And so, you know what I mean? It's just some of those things that the family knows and things that were expressed. Like, the family knows they got to the bus to do that because Carmelo Anthony's car was at his school. You know what I mean? So it's these type of lies that is being expressed on social media that's making it hard for a lot.
Oh, so basically what he just said right there, when people were saying Carmelo was not supposed to be there at that track meet, basically he's saying that Carmelo rode his school bus to that track meet because his car was at his school, right? So the latter's being told that he wasn't supposed to be there. He was suspended from school. He wasn't supposed to be at the track meet. That has to be untrue, because if he rode the school, one thing about the school, no, he's correct. Let me see. Let me go, because I can't see y'all comments. Hold on. Well, I can't see that last comment because of this StreamYard shit. Hold on, Gears. Let me read your comment. Oh, StreamYard done froze up. My God, today. Somebody type something so Gears comment can move up.
It says he's correct in his use of disinformation.
Oh, it is disinformation. I thought he said there's a lot of. I thought it was misinformation.
That's also correct, but
damn it, don't confuse me.
I think disinformation is a little different.
I've never heard disinformation ever.
I'll get the definition.
I've never heard it. I always thought it was.
But most schools
making me question my education.
Most schools require the athletes to ride the bus.
Absolutely. They don't drive in separate cars. They all get on the bus. So that means he had to come to that event from his school on the team bus. He was supposed to be there. He because, you know, people were saying that he was suspended from school. He wasn't a part of the meet. He wasn't supposed to be there. All that was being said. So I just wanted to point out what he just said right there. Lets you know that Carmelo was absolutely supposed to be there. I'm not gonna argue with the disinformation or misinformation. I'm sorry I said something. I'm just not gonna. I ain't never heard it used ever. There we go. Let me push play.
Family to even trust.
You can't see Gears.
That's the reason.
Make sure you on live chat, Candy,
to be able to ask, answer any questions.
And just real quick though, so what did police say that they were actually going to do? Are they going to increase protection?
Yes. They accepted that. They did.
And you said in the initial letter to that you raised serious questions about the thoroughness and fairness of the investigation, saying that you guys have spoken to coaches and other people that witnessed it and that they didn't follow up with them. Were you able to have that conversation with the chief and resolve that?
I was able to have that question, and we were able to give those individual names up because the Next Generation Action Network do not want to interfere in the investigation. We're not going to release who they are.
Absolutely not.
But we were able to have that conversation today. You know what I mean? That's what prompted them to even be.
I mean, because it would be asinine to think. Thank you, Renee. It would be asinine to think that. Now, see, I don't know if the cop, like honestly, I don't know. Now we know, right? The truth, because we read the police report that the police talked to some of those teenagers, right? We know that. But it would be asinine to think that these people wasn't talking to some teenagers too as well, right?
I think no, they're each because his lawyer is going to also ask the witnesses questions.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So yes, they are talking to people that were in, but most most likely his lawyers are talking to people of that are giving him information on Carmela's side right now, but they'll have a chance to cross-examine or talk to the eyewitnesses also that the police interviewed, because that's one of the things when you're going through depositions and things like that, you get your defense team also.
Yeah, that's on down the line. I'm talking about like right now, unofficial, like unofficial.
Unofficially, they released the list of people. So yes, they're trying to talk to them, but most of them are not going to talk to them. Some of them may, but most of them probably won't talk to them. You know, because the police say to you once they interview you, they say, please don't speak about this to anyone. What we asked you or what was said. That's
And
one
how
of the
many
things.
people you think don't
Yeah,
speak
I
about
know,
it?
but I'm saying that's the first. After you're done interviewing, they usually say, "Look."
And then
please
him
don't
and
discuss
his organization could be talking to a totally different group of people.
Yeah, I think so. I think Carmela gave them a list of people to talk to, so they're
Yeah,
talking
because
to
the word on the curve is Carmelo actually had a friend up under that tent. That's what's
Yes.
being said. I don't know how true it is, but that's what.
But everyone under that tent, unless they disappeared after the stabbing, was interviewed. Now we only got to see the police on the scene, not the detectives. So remember when we were reading the police report, it was the police on scene. It wasn't the detectives' reports. So whoever the police on scene that were part of the log had to turn in what they saw. So if they questioned somebody, so we didn't see who the detectives talked to or interviewed or what was said there. We just happened to see the initial people that were contacted by the officers that were canvassing.
Or the
So there's-
officer that responded to the call. Because I
Yeah,
think it was like I think the first initial officers were like resource officers that was at the trade meet or something like that.
They
I'm
were
not for
at
sure though.
they were at the middle school, but
Yeah.
there was police officers at the track meet. But
Yeah.
the one that the first person with the report had said I had come across from the middle school, which is across the parking lot from the field.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, all right, let's listen, y'all.
And also, we not only talked about people who were speaking out like that had information regarding the case. We also reported people in official capacities, like people who are teachers, government officials that have used their own personal social media to placate in the hate and the false narratives that's coming out against Carmelo Anthony. And we were able to report that information to them regarding it.
Do you stand by that though, that did they acknowledge that some witnesses have not been contacted by police or reviewed?
To be exact, Frisco Police Department was able to tell me that they have interviewed over 75 people.
Wow.
And it's ongoing. But they did acknowledge that there are people who have not been interviewed in regards to this case. They are aware of that. That wasn't, like based on the information that we were getting, it was very hard for us to be able to, see what this investigation was going and how it was being together, because we didn't know what to trust. But we had to make sure that we get involved in this situation early so that we can ensure that this investigation is fair and unbiased.
Do you feel better after having this meeting that it will be a thorough and fair investigation?
I think the jury is still out. I think that, they were able to come to me and be very sincere about it. I feel comfortable right now, but we have to see, right? They did answer my questions. And so that's, for now, I can only see what they do from here on out in protecting this family, in making sure that this investigation is going right, and pushing forward.
Are you guys have with family?
Do I? Yes, I will have a discussion with them, with their family attorney too as well.
I assume they're going to be releasing some of these images or proof, or I don't know if the family that family's house has been targeted.
Yeah.
So you want to be releasing
Mhm.
anything to the media to
I can.
support what you guys are saying?
Yeah, I can release you social media posts that have been pushed out of their home. Yes.
Okay, with the 75 people they say they interviewed, did they say anything about video?
Yes, they have collected video.
So it is video of the incident.
You heard that, D. True? I knew it was though. Them teenagers,
Yeah.
child.
Well, yeah, there somebody under that tent was FaceTiming, or somebody was under that tent streaming.
I'm surprised they
the
weren't
event.
live. That's what they usually put live.
I'll guarantee that somebody was live up under that tent, and they're also getting the people in the next tent, because you can't see it, but if you look at it, the two tents are side by side. Okay, because you see all the bags on
Yeah,
the bleachers.
that's how we saw that. We saw where they right by each other. Yeah, like
So
close.
the two tents were side by side. They got the phones out of that tent too, because there's audio. If there was such an argument, if there was an argument going on, then you would hear the audio of the argument.
Exactly.
And that's what they're looking for. They may not have gotten the incident on video, but there's audio of what, and I don't think they want to release that audio right now.
Well, they ain't releasing it. We ain't heard nothing or seen nothing.
I'm just saying, I don't think they want that audio out there, because you're going to hear exactly the way Austin was talking to him.
Yeah. Yep. It's weird though, when you think about social media and think about everything that's caught, we have seen some, and Trey covers most of it with his ratchet ass. We have seen some stuff be put out on social media as far as live streams. People going live when somebody fight. Hell, even with somebody getting unalive. Like these teenagers and these young adults, they go live, they record everything. It's probably a lot, the truth.
They record their crimes. These dumbasses record their crimes.
Hell, they could have been recording the actual meat. They record everything. You know what I'm saying?
And then they come home and record the stuff they just stole. Look at all the money I got. Look at all the jewelry and everything. What? Are you people stupid?
Yeah. Just know that it is not, whether or not we gonna hear it before the actual trial, it is up in the air, but I guarantee you it's a lot. But okay.
We're forgetting one thing. These track meets are usually recorded.
Oh wow.
Now, see, if you look at the stadium where the two tents are, if you go to the top of the bleachers, there's a big building that's about 2 stories high. That's where the press box is and where the announcer sits.
Oh wow.
And to the right of those press boxes is these like podiums that the cameras are placed on those podiums that point down to the field, and that's what you see on the big screen. Comes from those cameras that are used up there, like for football games and stuff like that. The football games are being shown on the screen, on their screens, while the game is going. And
I haven't seen anything either, Kyron, girl. I've been looking, girl. I've been looking for at least a snap, Snapchat. That the snap of the chat and the tick of the top, girl.
They took those phones. They took those phones quick. And what police do now is they immediately send a message to the platforms that if you have anything from this, please do not take it down. They don't want it up there. They'll ask YouTube to take it down. They'll ask Facebook, all the Snapchat, TikTok, all of them can you please take this down? This will hurt our.
Look what Ken said. Yes, someone sent me the video of what happened to my daughter. These kids. Yes, Candy Corn. Let me tell you something. The video live. I'm talking about live videos was out there when my son got killed, before we even knew. Just put it like this: before anybody even knew it was my son, the videos were out there. that somebody had, you know, whatever. Then when the right people saw it, like his friends and stuff, seeing that it was, because at first didn't nobody know who it was, right? But then, like, when, you know, people were figuring out it was him. Yeah, that stuff be out before the family even know. Like the live streams will be out on Facebook before family even know that. Let me tell you what's a popular thing here. People will ride by. It could be an accident. It could be an unaliving. It could be something happening at a school. Any kind of police presence. They go live. They put it on Facebook and they say check on your family. Somebody has just been unalive, or somebody just been this, or a school just got shot up. They put it out. They put it out before they even know. You know what I'm saying? Who it is or what happened. They just go. It's just today's society. You know, with the internet, with social media, everything is put out. Everything's put out. Yep, that's what it is, Gibbs. That's the saying. That be in the caption. Check on your people. They can ride by accident. They gonna go live or they gonna videotape it. They gonna put it out. Check on your people. You could be strolling motherfucking Facebook and you can see, you know, one of your family members' cars wrecked, or you can see them on a. It don't matter. They put it out. Hey, amazing. They had video of my son. It was taken down out of respect. Yeah. They took the videos down on my son too. Facebook, I must say, I can't say for the other platforms because eventually the police was handling that of taking stuff down. But Facebook is pretty good at, if you contact Facebook, they're pretty good at taking stuff down though.
Yeah,
They
they're pretty fast, but they also have a system that recognizes like things like that, so they're alerted also. But the police alert them quick. You know, you got to take that down. I need that, but you need to take it down. And like if someone unalives themselves, Facebook, I mean, it only stays up for a little bit. It's like Facebook spots it and takes it immediately down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all, I'm pushing play.
They have collected video.
There is video of the actual stabbing.
There's video. There are several different video that they verified.
Did they obtain, did they obtain their attorney through NextGen, or did they do that?
The initial attorneys were obtained through our ethics. Yes, correct. Of course, you know that one of the attorneys, Kim T. Cole, is the general counsel of our organization. And I believe they are adding more people to, when we got the case, it's about ensuring that the families have representation. We know that over the weekend, the courts, which is normal.
Ain't that awful, Stacey? That's awful.
Appointed an attorney. That is done by, you know, I want people to know that's done by the courts. That's not done by the family. The gentleman that, and there's nothing he did wrong, the gentleman that presented himself as the attorney, at that time when he made those statements, he were the attorney of record. Until Monday morning, when the new attorneys was able to notify the courts that they were the attorneys of record hired and retained by Mr. Carmelo Anthony. That's when they go. And I know there was a lot of confusion as to who did the family hire and all those different types of things. And so for now, y'all, that's an ongoing process.
So what do we know that happened in the month? Or like cell phone get broke, and we know that, and we know about.
I didn't ask about pretty much a cell phone. What I can tell you is on the surface of being debunked is the fact that they did not know each other. There wasn't no, and I want to say this because there is a particular blogger that's getting a lot of views, and it's very detrimental the audience that they're getting, right? And that's the only reason why I justify in saying this on this press conference, because of the type of information that Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony had a fight the day before or a week before, or at this point, there's nobody. There's nothing at this time that support that they knew each other. Okay, you know what I mean? They are both athletes in the same school district. Of course, they probably know of each other, but they do not know each other. right? And so that's a lot. Like the pictures,
And we said
I
that,
believe there was a picture that
We
went
did
on.
say they had to know they probably know of each other but not know each other. Yeah, because being in sports, if both of them are in track and both of them in football, you know that's just how it goes. You know, in the South with football and stuff and track and all that, they probably knew of each other, but yeah, yeah. Especially since they were both like standout players. They weren't just some
They
regular
were
players. They both would stand out. Carmelo was the captain of track and football. They
and
say Austin was a standout player.
was also a captain of his football team.
Right.
So they would have shook hands at the 50-yard line at least once.
Come on. Come on. See, Sonia, you got to remember that interview though. If you remember, Hunter was barely audible. Like he was talking, but he was stumbling his words. You can barely understand what he was saying. It was that mama that stepped in and say, "No, we don't know him. We don't know nothing about him. And in fact, we don't want to give him no light. We don't know anything about him." See, she really didn't give Hunter the chance to all the way answer the question of whether or not they knew of him. Because if you remember when he was asked that question, Hunter was answering it, but he was very like he was stumbling over his words. You could barely hear him. And then the mama stepped in and she was like, "No, we don't know him. We don't know that boy." That's what she said. "We don't know that boy, and we don't know anything about him, and we're not gonna shine any light on him." You remember that?
Yes, and it wasn't until later interviews that Hunter said, "We who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." But he didn't say that in the earlier interviews. He said that in later interviews, like a day later. I think it was one of the third or fourth interviews that he mentioned that he called himself Mello. You remember that?
Yeah, he said, I think he said, Austin said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello," or something like that. But see, his story done switched up so much, D True.
It's little more. Keep them talking. Keep them talking.
I
Don't
believe
tell
that's
all
why
the
they don't.
story.
I believe that's why they don't went silent though. I think they talked a little bit
think,
too much.
Yep, because well, again, if they know anybody that's a lawyer, they're going to point out the fact that the story is changing. That is becoming a little more because they were stupid to do
But
the
it's
interview.
a lot of content creators that's going that literally has a collage of all of the. I watched one guy. He has a collage of all the interviews, and he pointed out every inconsistency. And he pointed out shit. He was the one that pointed out before my guy that I played, that the son has tried to stop the mama from saying something. At that time, he didn't know what he was stopping her from saying. Now we know he was, speaking on the new husband. But yeah, they pointing out. I think one of the biggest mistakes they could have made was those interviews, though.
Yes, because again, you're involved.
Yeah.
There's an incident that happened, and you are giving more and more details about what really happened, and people are piecing it together. That no,
Right.
I think there's a little more, because his first interview, he said, "I'm not going to go into that."
Right. and guess who said the same words? The daddy. The daddy said the same exact words when asked what happened. They pretty much gave the same story, and then when it got to anything else, it was like, I'm not gonna go into that.
But the daddy is the one that said, "I'm Mellow." It was the daddy that said that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's why they took. Shut up! You people are saying way too much, and it's looking like you guys were aggressive.
Yeah. See, my whole thing is this, and my stance on it is this. A lot of people are speaking from the, and then it amazes me how when people want to take a side, which is cool, everybody has that right, that they tend to forget about real life and what's actually, plausible and what is bullshit, right? So let's think about it. Let's cause see I can speak from being at track meets, football games, basketball games, t-ball game, all kind of sports, right? And also with this whole thing about the tent. First of all, people saying that Carmelo had no business under that tent. I guarantee you, I can pretty much guarantee you, I was not there. Probably would never know for a fact, but I can pretty much guarantee you that everybody that was up under that tent did not attend that school. I'm looking at the time, be true. I can guarantee you that everybody that was up under that tent was not a student at Memorial. I can guarantee you that because
fact
I've been at track meets, I've been at football games, I've been at basketball games where these kids commingle.
The fact that the two tents were side by side, there was no space between those tents. Those tents were actually side by side of each other. Both those tents were side by side. Could you see their bags where the original tent, where originally the tent was, is right beside that red and black tent.
And another reason why I can say that is this, the truth. It has started raining really, really bad. People, just like that guy said, that's why I halfway want to believe that guy that played on TikTok that said he was a witness. When it started raining, I can guarantee you people was just trying to run for cover.
Exactly. Go ask if everybody in that other tent was from that school.
Right.
You want to prove all this? You want to disprove all this? Go ask if everyone that was under the opposite tent right next to it was from that school. I'll guarantee there was more than just him that wasn't.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't the only one that wasn't a student at that school up under the tent. Now, Gears, you said I don't get why they're focusing on him being up under the tent as if it was illegal. Exactly. And this is another thing. People are actually saying, right, other than Austin and Hunter being a bully or bullies, they're saying that Austin had the right and the authority, being as though that was his school's tent, that he had the authority to throw Carmelo out of there. My thing is absolutely not. Austin was a student at that school. That tent belonged to the school. Unless a teacher or a coach or anybody of authority told Carmelo to get from up under that tent, Austin did not have that authority. He did not have the authority to throw Carmelo out of that tent. If that was the case, why did it take him, a student, to do it? Why didn't somebody in authority do it? Why did it, if Carmelo wasn't supposed to be under the tent and there were coaches there, probably other teachers, why didn't one of them, somebody of authority, tell Carmelo to get from up under that tent? Because that's the thing. Just like that guy said, it's a school event where several schools were there. All those children know each other from different walks of life. They do that. And see, people don't want to talk about what led up to what happened. They just want to talk about, oh, he stabbed them. It's a tragedy. It's insane. I wish he hadn't done it, honestly. But then, too, when I think about that, too, you know what I think? Because people are saying, just because he may have pushed him or shoved him or maybe even broken his phone, even if he took his bag, what he did when he stabbed him was not warranted. Like, he was not in any kind of harm or danger. He was not in danger of being killed or harmed. How do you know that? How do you know that these guys weren't going to jump on that young man? See, what people fail to realize is this. Anything can happen. Anything can happen when a fight breaks out. People have unalived people in a fight and not even knew that they did something to unalive that person. People have shot people and not intended on killing them, but shot in the wrong spot and it killed the person. Like, you just don't ever know what's gonna happen, and you don't know what's going through a person's head. See, let me tell you something. What they say a scary person will be the first to shoot you. They say a scary person will shoot you before a person is not afraid, and that's true. I said it from the gate. I said when I looked at that, I said that young man was scared. He was afraid. I feel that way. But you know, people want to throw out narratives. I get it. Hell, we throwing out narratives over here because narratives are what opinions. But it'll all come out. It'll definitely all come out. But it's definitely more than what they're trying to say. He told him to leave. He wouldn't leave, and then he stabbed him. I mean, it's just not that cut and dry. I absolutely don't believe it's that cut and dry. It's not. There was a reason why that young man felt he needed to pull that knife. And it wasn't to prove a point. It wasn't to show everybody he was bad. No, the person that was showing everybody he was bad was Austin. I'm sorry, may he rest in heavenly peace. But that was the one trying to prove something. Austin was the one trying to prove something. That's it, and that's all.
The media saying that this is Austin Metcalf and Carmelo, and that is a lie. So that's a false narrative. Anything else?
What do you say to people that view these social media posts before they get shared?
They both was trying to prove something.
Go back to sleep, Troy, please. Go back to sleep.
I'm just saying they both was trying to prove something.
Can you go back to sleep?
Both of them niggas was at fault. Nope.
Listen, I'm not condoning. Listen, let me say this because see, what your narrow ass do is you bring in, you like an instigator, and you want to come in and you want to start some shit, but I ain't gonna give it to you today. I'm saying this. I never condone.
You just went off on a 7-minute rant, and I just simply said they both was at fault.
I never condone.
And that nigga wasn't scared neither, but that nigga wasn't scared neither.
I never condone Carmelo pulling a knife. I never even condone Carmelo having a knife. I don't. All I'm saying is this is why you shouldn't antagonize or try to bully or try to intimidate or try to boss somebody around, because you don't know what they have. You don't know what's on their mind. You don't know what they're going through. They said that boy had just lost his best friend. So what you don't do is you don't bother people. You don't bother people. That young man was not doing anything up under that tent but what everybody else was trying to do, and that stay dry. Now why are you bothering him?
It was not going to be a fair fight.
It was not.
It was 2-on-1.
And he know that. And how you know he wasn't scared?
I ain't went into it. Because when a person, like a scared person is not defiant and say, I ain't getting up out of here, a scared person normally leaves. The person that's being bullied typically tries to run away from the bully, not fight him.
He didn't have to leave. He didn't have to leave. He didn't have to leave.
I didn't say he did, but you're trying to say he's scared and that's why he stabbed him. But like a scared person, when a person says, get out of here, if you scared, you don't say, touch me and see what happened. That's not a scared person. That's a person that's ready for confrontation. I'm not backing down. That's his right. It's his right to not back down, but we can't say the nigga was scared.
Well,
you leave. I'm about to get jumped. I'm outnumbered. I'm leaving then.
I get your point on that too, though. I do. I get your point.
Me as a grown man, if it's 3 niggas coming at me, I'm not arguing with them. I'm not, because I'm scared. I'm trying to get back home. I ain't finna tell them shit. Make me lead in. I'm not gonna do it. I'm out. But that's me.
Again, he's
that's
with
me as a scared person in this situation.
He's with a bunch of other students. There's girls there. Nobody wants to be punked out. All those factors.
There was even a narrative out there. I heard that Carmelo was so angry and upset and did what he did because Austin was talking to his supposed girlfriend up
Well,
under the tent?
of course they're going to throw that. That would be the first thing that came out, that his girlfriend was under there. These people are just throwing shit out there.
I heard a lot. Yeah, I mean that's why I said that's why I try not to listen to this stuff. It's so many lies. I hate Miss Ann. But the other side said that we don't know if he said that. Going back to the bushes.
Well, he did. Everyone that was interviewed said something similar to that. That's why I'm saying, but you don't hear anything that that's the only thing you hear. He said there's no argument before, and he only said two different things. But they're not really telling you what Austin said prior to that.
Melissa, you wasn't in that boy neither, so you can't say he was scared. See how that worked? Now, unless we see in the police report, in the body cam footage of the interrogation video where he said, I did it because he was scared, nobody can say.
Well, he did say I did it. He did say I did it to protect myself. He said that. He did say that.
And he mentioned that before he was even questioned.
That's not being scared. You can protect yourself without being scared. Just like you protect your property when you're not scared. You protect your brother and your sister and family when you're not scared.
But that's how you establish self-defense. I'm protecting myself. I did it because I was worried that this was going to happen. I was scared for my life. These are the key words.
How much you want to bet the truth that Hunter and Austin have jumped on a couple of people?
Oh, I'm guaranteed they're going to pull some people. I'm going to guarantee the defense is going to pull some people out.
I bet you they done jumped and whooped the ass of some people before.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll guarantee you probably has half the football team. But I'm just saying, the basic model of self-defense, the key words of I feared for my life, I feared for my safety, I feared for the person with me safety. Those are all key words that must come out to establish self-defense. Nobody can ever claim self-defense if they are not fearing for their life or bodily harm. It just can't. It has to be stated. If someone says, well,
do you know somebody said that Austin shoving, because see, we done heard that he shoved them, right? Do you know somebody actually said that him shoving Carmelo shouldn't have made Carmelo think he was gonna harm him just because he shoved him?
Yes, it should. If there's two
absolutely,
if there's two people towering or much bigger than you, not
I
one,
say more than two.
People,
I say more than two because I believe it was more than them two.
But the only two that's been established that were in his face were both Austin and the brother. We can establish that. That is a fact that the both of them were standing in front of Carmella. It just happens that Austin is the one that pushed him. So now Austin Carmella is on the ground looking up.
Yeah.
At two guys. That are about to approach him.
Yeah.
Now I can guarantee, and this is just me talking, I'll guarantee Austin pushed him when he grabbed his bag back. That's a scenario that makes most sense. When Austin takes his bag, Carmella grabs his bag back from him, and then Austin pushes him after he grabs the bag. Now Carmella is on the ground with his bag. Because remember, he said he reaches into his bag while they're standing over him.
So y'all just up here playing make-believe, huh? Y'all just gonna make up shit instead of waiting for the shit to come out.
That makes the most sense. Because they said they took his bag and Carmelo got his bag back.
Go back to sleep, Trey.
Truth over there talking about she believed it was a gang of white boys over there, and she just, y'all is just making up shit.
Go back to sleep, Trey.
Y'all is convoluting the content. We got content, but y'all convoluting it.
The police reports state that there was more.
You see, he wouldn't know that we read the police report because he slept through it.
Oh, okay. I can understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all
yeah.
read it. What D Truth just said wasn't in the police report. What D Truth said is
No,
that
they
makes
said-
more
no,
sense
they
than what
said
was in the
that-
police report or
they
wherever
said
he getting his information from. He's saying what he's saying is making more sense. So y'all reading the police report is one thing. What y'all are doing now is adding y'all own shit to it.
Well, let me tell you this, sir. Let me tell you what makes sense to me. If it was witnesses, if it was other people that was able to give a statement, then that means it was other people around. It wasn't just them two.
Yeah. But the statement said that he was pushed to the ground. That's what the statement says. It also says that they took his bag, but all of a sudden Austin got his bag, or Carmelo got his bag back, because that's when he went and grabbed the knife. So how did he get his bag back? You think Austin just threw it at him? No, he had to take that bag back.
All right, let's listen to some.
I don't know.
You don't know. Sleepy.
True. It ain't got man. If I was asleep, I wouldn't be able to tell you what y'all been saying.
What you want?
Just woke up. Yes, we just been saying that right now. we read the police
As usual.
2 days ago.
I beat. Excuse me, sir. As usual, I beat Truth to her own live. Don't do me, sir. Don't do me.
Okay, D2, let me tell you how much of a vigilant worker he is. What he does is when I schedule my live, he take his little handy device, he hits the link, and he sets the device down on mute, and he goes to sleep. He's here.
Well, actually, I didn't go to sleep. I was doing yard work, man, but I had my headphones on. Thank you.
I do notice when you say good morning, I'm the only one that responds.
Absolutely. Trey, like I don't know what he does. Why he trying to sit up here? He act like I don't know what he does. Why he trying to sit up here and act like he been listening to us the whole time?
Are y'all niggas that old and gonna act like I didn't fuck with D Truth about messing with them retarded people? So y'all just forgetting the whole beginning of the damn show where I was talking to y'all. That's what y'all gonna do.
That was today, or was that yesterday? That was today.
It was today.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, but he didn't.
And
say
your
hello.
old
You came
ass
in 5 minutes later.
And your old ass is really sitting there talking about some. Was that today? Go to sleep, Paw Paw.
I'm just saying that was because you did it the other day too. But what I'm saying is, when she asked, "Hello, hey, good morning, D Truth, Money Boy," I answered her. You did not. 5 minutes later, you came back like you walked over to grab your phone. Am I right or wrong?
You already know what he do, D2. I'm gonna argue with Trey. I'm not gonna argue with Trey.
You don't want to answer.
Trey has be knocked out, then he'll wake up like he got to Rick, say something, and then go back to sleep. Man, got time for that. Oh Lord. All right, y'all. I'm finna push play. Let me see something quick. Y'all listen, we are over. I'm determined not to go over 3 hours, but I'm gonna get through with this press conference. I do know that. And then we're gonna get the first, since we started with Carmelo today, we're gonna start with Kyron tomorrow. But it's so much, y'all. I got so much stuff to talk about.
Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yeah.
You didn't know that. You thought today was Thursday.
Me too. Why we gotta talk about old stuff? Why do you have to bring up old stuff? Like that's old. I know what today is now. Thank you. Ooh, Lord, I tell you. Oh Lord, hold on. I lost my boy Trey wasn't playing yard man, that's for sure.
You're really trying to help. I ask that y'all continue to support this family. I know that the community has overwhelmingly support this family in the tragedy that has happened in this situation. But I ask that people, when they're sharing information, please verify the source of the information that you are sharing. Because if you're trying to help Carmelo, sharing false narratives is not helping. This situation is too delicate to be spreading false information. There are a lot of different things, people taking screenshots, and it's looking in the day and age that we have with artificial intelligence. Someone can take this sheet of paper and recreate it with our letterhead, with anybody's statement, and put it out. And that's very detrimental. So we've asked continuously, if you are posting something on social media, please verify your statement. I just want to say this, if there's no other questions, is there any other questions? No questions? Yes, yes.
These are more clarifying questions. You mentioned that the attorneys that have been retained would be advocacy for this position. Can you talk a little bit more about what your relationship has been thus far with the Anthony family? And then the second question, can you speak to kind of your stance on the investigation at this point? I think the letter that was initially sent suggested that the investigation as you saw it was insufficient. I'm wondering if you still maintain that. You talked a little bit about that earlier, but just want to make sure I understand what the stance is.
So, like many people know, the Next Generation Action Network was founded in 2014. And after a situation happened like this and our organization gets involved with the case, there is protocol to be able to get them a proper representation, because our organization is an advocacy, a human and civil rights organization. So we cannot give a family legal advice, right? So there are appropriate protocols and people who are brought in to be able to do that. And of course, that's the family's decision to, go with that or whatever. And we just give them the options that they need to be able to make sure that their rights are protected, right? Like I said with her question, the jury is still out in regards to the investigation. And now they did give me a lot of clarity about some of the falsehoods that I didn't know wasn't true until I asked them, because there were so many different letters and so many different stuff that was going out on social media. I needed to hear them say the letter that was supposed to be put out by the police chief was false, right? And so, because I couldn't trust whether that was true, because of how much I do share their concern that this case is like none other. I just feel like we're at that beacon of where we are in social media and artificial intelligence, where people can just do anything and just run rapid. I have saw platforms be used in this case that I never even knew existed, right? And so with that,
what I do wrong?
Oh, nothing. He said that AI was used. People are using AI to run rapid, and I just said the truth. That's all.
I do that. No, I don't need AI to run. I can do it without AI. I make my shit without AI. I don't need AI.
Oh shit.
Being said, that's pretty much it in regards to the investigation. I hope that I can see some in the coming days. I also told them, hey, if bullying, racism, and bigotry exist in this investigation, it's the responsibility of the police department to address this in their community. And so hopefully in the next coming days, we will see this. I know they have a job to do an investigation, and I don't want to impede in anything or speak in the legal matter of for the Anthony family or in the legal matter of anybody in this situation, right? Our sole job today is from an advocacy standpoint and making sure that we give voice to the community. I'll end with this, and yes.
Why did this young man have a gun? Excuse me, why did this young man have a knife on him?
I cannot speak.
Dumbass question. You know he wasn't gonna answer that.
I can't. I cannot. I can.
I'm trying to understand. Is this the same little unicorn head looking ass motherfucker who was at that when he got when he was walking up out the thank you, Renee. When he was walking up out the jail, that one reporter, I never forget, she had on black. She running up with the microphone talking about, why did you have that these people's not gonna answer. I get the press has a job to do, And to me, honestly, that not all press, but most press are assholes. First of all, quit running up in people's faces with microphones, and then as soon as somebody knock your ass out, you want to file a lawsuit. Quit running up on people invading their space and shit and asking dumb questions. Nobody's gonna answer on that side anyway. Gonna answer the question of why he had a knife. They're not gonna do it. Why you keep? I bet you that's that same lady. That's the same woman. And that's asking that dumbass question that you're not gonna get an answer, ma'am.
Because I believe that, first of all, even if I had the answer to that or whatever, I wouldn't say it because that's a part of his defense. And I think there's going to be an appropriate time where
Exactly.
they're going to speak to what was going on. What I can do is reiterate that Carmelo Anthony, from the beginning, has continued to display his self-defense claim. And I believe that in America, I always tell this, and I'm just going to speak truth to power in this situation. It is crazy that America tells us to accept the self-defense claim of George Zimmerman,
come on,
Kyle Rittenhouse,
come on,
and so many other people. But when the shoe is on the other foot, that claim is absurd. And I just got to
thank you, D-True.
No matter what my personal views of a case may be, it is quite contradicting for America to come back and say, "Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse can have it. George Zimmerman can have it. All of these individuals that don't look like the color of my skin can't have it." In the state of Texas, we live in a state where yet you can walk around with the permitless carry.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk around with a brass knuckles.
Come on.
You can walk around with a knife. You can walk around with all these things.
Mm-hmm.
AK-47 in the state of Texas. And then as soon as you see a black person exercise those rights, we now have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me spitting hate or race or bigotry. That's the facts. And like I put a statement, what we're not going to do after 400 years of oppression of black people in America is yet justify ourselves every time a situation comes up with one of our children. We want them to have those same rights.
Come on.
That everybody else. We want him to have his same day in court.
Come on.
As Kyle Rittenhouse. We want him to have his same day in court. Like anybody else. And he will have that. And he will put up the proper defense. And all of these questions will be answered.
Mm-hmm.
But the unfairness.
If you're talking about Carmelo E. Bruce, he was a junior. I thought initially he was a senior, but he's a junior.
In this case is gross. And I think that the people in the community understands that. And that's where some of this pushback is coming from, because there's gross negligence in regards to in huge biases.
You're welcome.
And that's the reason why the Next Generation Action Network has to get involved with it in the beginning, because we are afforded these rights.
I can feel like the way the media portrayed it at the very beginning when this first came out.
I'll say this: anybody that is putting stuff out here in this case, and this is the reason why the Next Generation Action Network, until that letter that we sent, stayed silent over the weekend while we investigated this case, because we knew that we had a responsibility to ensure that we put out the facts, truth, and that we knew exactly what we are talking about. And I'll just say this: the media has a responsibility to ensure when you are putting things out on your platform that you are not feeding into some of the racial divides and some of the biases in regards to this case, right? I can't go into the nuances of it or whatever and stuff like that, but I'll just end with this. In an interview that I know that any prosecutor that got a hold of this case wouldn't have never wanted the brother of Austin Metcalf to do is say what he said on the news.
Boy, you better talk about it looking like an old chocolate Malcolm X. They true. Clown. See, I cannot work
Yes,
with these
yes,
people.
yes, yes.
He's saying
yes,
what we said.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly. But you know what? They want him to keep talking. But I understand what he's saying. You're messing with the jury pool. All of this misinformation and disinformation, all this bullshit that's being put out messes with the jury pool. People see false narratives, and next thing you know, they're on the jury. So again, yes, I understand that, but let him talk. Let him keep talking.
I think they're quiet though. I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna say anything
I
else.
don't think saying anything else because they were told.
They didn't put him. Yeah, they didn't put enough out him. They didn't put enough out him, baby.
Because he wasn't. He is a key witness to his brother's death, and he's doing interviews. They should have told him, the police, when they were talking to him, was like, don't talk about this to anyone.
I said it when I talked about it the other day. I said the police, the district attorney, the detectives, they all told my family. I never forget it. We was in a meeting. They told my family, they said, now we can't, of course we can't tell you all what to do, but it is our advice, and we're asking you not to speak to the media at all. Like that, just don't speak to the media. They asked us that. They didn't demand it. They didn't, like they couldn't make us, you know what I'm saying? But they did say that it would be in this case best interest if you don't speak to the media.
Because it's going to be twisted.
Yeah.
The defense is going to twist your words. The defense, and if the defense can catch you in a lie, it just discredits you. Just like right now, if they can figure out and prove that what the brother is saying is a lie, any testimony after that is tainted.
And then too, you got to remember that the brother could make a statement that can be taken and throw the whole case. Like somebody pointed out in a video that I watched, that when the brother said, what did he say that he said will weigh big at trial? He said something about I cannot remember exactly. I don't want to lie, but he said it was something the brother had said in that initial interview when they were standing outside talking. When it was the mother, and then eventually Hunter came outside. They were standing outside. It was something he said in that interview. I think this person pointed out. I also be listening to lawyers and stuff talk about this, y'all. They be pointing stuff out.
But the
And
brother,
he was saying that the brother had made this one mistake when he said something, and I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
But the brother is the one that initiates, is the one that's saying Austin initiated the contact.
And that's what it was about. It was about whatever he said, let them know that Austin is the one that initiated the confrontation.
Exactly. Yeah. Him speaking makes Austin the aggressor.
Yeah. He should have never done that interview.
Exactly, because again, right now we wouldn't have known that Austin was the one that confronted. Understand, the word confronted puts you as the aggressor.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. We got like 5 more minutes. Let me see if I can get through it.
And it is clear. It is clear. In his own words, he stated that Carmelo Anthony said, "Don't put your hands on me." That's it. That's all we hear. Certain things were loosely said. There was loosely said. There were certain things that was loosely said in that interview that I just point people to. I don't want to ignite things or try to, speak for his legal defense or whatever it may be, but he stated, y'all, and the hate that was given regarding this case, the bias, that's what has us here today. He should be afforded the same rights that anybody that displays that self-defense claim.
Mm-hmm.
He should have the right to do those things and say those things. And someone getting mad that he say that, and that's what this And that's what we're saying it. I didn't see you saying that when Cal hit Rittenhouse. And to say that's not the same is absurd. Self-defense was the claim. And all we're doing is asking people to respect this. We know that there is an unfortunate situation. There is a family that has to prepare for a funeral. There is a family. In the next coming days, I hope that the investigation uncovers some of the truth around this case. And that's why we will fully cooperate with making sure that this investigation is done proper. And we ask that people pray for these families and support and do the things that's necessary needed to ensure that we create a real just society. And if anybody got a problem with what I said today, if anybody who continues to say that race is not a factor, if anybody who continues to say all of these insinuating things that I saw on social media, then you might look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're the reason why we cannot get anywhere when it comes to race.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw this case come out, there was so much rush to judgment and so many things that had to be corrected that we end up finding wasn't true. It was a huge tagline that was said that Austin Metcalf died in the hands of his brother. And it was false. And we have
Wait a minute. Hold on, Malcolm. Wait a minute. That's not true. So this narrative that, because the truth, you pointed out that the brother said he didn't see the actual stabbing. So how was he that close to his brother and didn't see the actual stabbing? Now this guy is saying the whole thing about Austin dying in his arms is not true. Was he all right? Like, I'm confused. I'm confused. Why would that lie be told? How would you know that though? Well, I guess he would know. He's speaking to the truth. I need you to speak up. I'm tired of you and Trey dipping on me. You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Careful when we report things. We have to be careful when we report things and put things out, because we live in a day and age where social media runs rapid. And so,
but did y'all hear that though, Melissa? Did y'all hear he said that's not true? That Austin didn't die in the arms of, which if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be too upset about it because I felt like that was one of the main reasons. I was like the young man gonna be traumatized because
they provided CPR for almost 40 minutes.
Then you come back and you ain't even talking about what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
He didn't die in his arms. And he didn't die in his arms. Remember, they had to pull him away, and then they repeatedly did CPR for almost, because he got stabbed at like 10 a.m. and they didn't get to the hospital till 10:45.
And in order to go to the hospital, he had to still be alive. They don't take that. Listen, if you pass away on the scene, you go to the hospital, but you don't go. In fact, some go straight to the ME's office. But listen, if you die on the scene, the coroner comes out and pronounces you. I'm speaking facts. I promise you I ain't lying. Now, I can't speak facts on this case, and I don't know if they do everything the same everywhere. I'm not saying that. If a person passes away on the scene, they don't go to the hospital, do the emergency room, get placed in a hospital room, and hooked up if you passed away. That's not how that goes. So if he went to the hospital and he was in a hospital room to whereas his family could come in and see him, he wasn't dead when he got to the hospital. Unless he died on the way. And that would still debunk what the brother says about him passing away in his arms. The truth, if the guy passed, and I didn't even think about that when it was being said, but if Austin passed away unless, well, no, because the son said the daddy had to come and take him to the hospital. If he passed away up under that tent with Austin holding him, he wouldn't have never went to the hospital room.
And they wouldn't have been able to provide CPR for him or
Because
any life saving.
he would have already been gone. He would have already been gone.
Well, because they stated that they had to remove Hunter off of him so that they could try to save his life.
Why that lie? Like, oh my God!
Well, I think there's because the thing that kind of makes me a little foggy on the whole thing is that he was stabbed at 10. They didn't get to the hospital till like 10:40. So what was going on between that time? Because police arrived and the ambulance arrived right after the police. So that means they were performing CPR for at least 30 minutes. But I think Stacy's right. I think they're trying to portray a bigger picture.
That is a lie. I wouldn't even tell. Like, I don't get it. Why people? Well, I do get it. I do get it. That's, oh my God. Okay. I'm pushing play.
Next step for the Next Generation Action Network is that we will continue to work with this family to ensure that their rights are protected. We will continue to work with their attorneys to support this self-defense claim. And my thing is this: our decision to stand in solidarity with the Anthony family. If you don't like it, then God bless you. But if we call ourselves a human and civil rights organization, we believe wholeheartedly that Carmelo Anthony reserves the right to be able to be afforded the same treatment that any of his white counterparts are given in America. And if this is not the America that can afford him those same rights, then I believe that what Black people in America have been saying for over 400 years is correct. Thank you.
All right, that's gonna be it for today, y'all. I'm just messed up because all these days we've been covering this. I didn't even think about that until this man just said what he said about that being a lie, and that and I don't even know why them people would make that up. Like, honestly, that's weird. Well, you know, I it's the whole sympathy thing. I get it. It puts a dramatic effect on what happened. Now, I'm not saying that the brother wasn't holding him in his, because just like the truth just said, they had to get him off of him in order to do the CPR. But I'm not saying he didn't hold his brother while he was passing away, but to put that spin on it that he actually passed away in his arms, and then we know that he actually made it to the hospital. And I know people that just don't know. People may think that, you know, if a person dies on the scene, they go to the hospital. And the reason why I say they do go to the hospital is because they go to the hospital, but they don't go like through the emergency room into a room. They go to the it's normally the basement, which is the morgue. Yeah, they go to the morgue. So the whole thing about them being able to see him in the hospital room and things of that nature, he had to be alive. Either he had to have passed either on the way to the hospital or once he got to the hospital. But he had to be alive leaving that stadium. So the whole statement that he passed away in his brother's arms was a lie. And that's just it. And I don't understand why they would do that. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, y'all, we at the 3-hour mark. Y'all know I don't like these live streams to go too long because I like people to catch the replays. We will be back tomorrow, though. We will be back tomorrow. It's so much to cover. I can't even tell you at this point. I know we're gonna start with Kyron Lacey, the things that I have, because I want. Listen, did y'all know the truth? Did you know that Kyron Lacey's lawyer has spoken out?
I did hear that.
I have the interview. I have the interview, and when I listen to it,
I think he could have got away with it. I think he not got
he
away with it,
said
but I think he would have been unscathed. I think
from
it would
what
have
this lawyer is
mattered.
saying. Listen, the truth. From what he's saying, the whole story that we got is a lie. The whole story we got is a lie. But he is so upset because what happened to Karen happened Saturday. Grand jury was going to convene on Monday, and he is absolutely positively sure that when the grand jury convened, they were going to throw it out. That's just how much he says the evidence shows nothing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Okay, Kyron, you wanted more insight. Okay, Kyron, girl, I'm so sorry. Just catch the replay, sweetie. Just catch the replay for me. I apologize we didn't get to it today, but you know how my lives go, girl. You know how my life. Listen. I have a whole agenda, and we just get thrown off. But
Wasn't my fault this time.
no, it ain't your fault. No, it ain't your fault. Wasn't he going to be acquitted? Is that what it's called? No, acquitted is when you actually go to trial and get acquitted.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is the way the lawyer talks, the way the lawyer's speaking, he's saying that it wouldn't have never got past the grand jury, like it would have been no bill. For those that don't know what no bill is, that means the grand jury would have threw it out. It wouldn't have even made it to trial.
They didn't
That's the
find
way he
enough.
talks.
Yeah, they didn't find enough evidence to charge him with a crime.
He said that once they presented the case to the grand jury, it was not going to go any further. He said Kyron would have been he would have been off the hook, but because
exonerated.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I'm sad. I'm sad about that. Because I got videos, y'all. I actually got videos and clips. That details. I'm finna float keg Tatum. That details. The pressure and the stress and everything that he was going through, y'all. He was going through a lot. He was dealing with a lot, but y'all continue to pray for all families involved. When I say that, I mean this. Please pray for the Metcalf family. What's up? I'm about to get off. You good?
You finna get off in a minute.
Yeah, I am. You want to speak? You want to say hey? Say
They're
hey.
my friends.
They're your friends. I guess they are your friends, Tatum.
Hey.
What up? What up? What up?
What are you doing?
Listening to you.
Hey, Tatum, Pennywise.
Yeah, Tatum, hey, too.
Hey, Tatum.
Say hey, Grayson.
Oh.
His eyes got big. He was like, "Oh my God!" Say hey, Grayson.
Hey, Grayson. What?
That's Tatum.
What up?
What you doing?
You talk to Grayson every day.
I never talk to him every day.
Oh, you never talk to Grayson. Oh, you don't need to talk to Grayson. Y'all don't need to talk.
Yes, we do.
You want to talk to Grayson?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call her when we get off live. All right, I'll be off in a minute.
They ain't gonna say nothing.
I guess both of them got both Grayson and Tatum got the cooties. They out of school, y'all. I miss you too, but how you feeling today? Look at y'all in the chat. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I want everybody, please please pray for all families involved. And I mean the Metcalf family, Carmelo Anthony's family, of course our sister Lucia's family, which is the Lacey family, the school shooting that happened today, even those families, those families as well. The judge's family. It's just a lot, y'all. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people going through a lot of things, and all we can do, from where we stand, is pray. Right. Just sums it up, Renee P. Y'all pray for all families involved. Okay. So that being said, we're gonna get out here. I see y'all in a few. I did not go live on my T channel yesterday, which means I definitely have to go live today. Talking about Kyron yesterday, it kind of triggered me a little bit, so I did not go live yesterday. But I enjoyed the Truth live. Y'all make sure y'all go. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check out the Truth replay, and also check out Trey's replay. I guess he was in a music mood yesterday. He did a music live.
Yeah,
So y'all go-
I was trying to get. I was trying to throw some content out before the playoffs, but the Grizzlies pissed me the fuck off last night because they were so close and then they lost, and so now we got to win Friday or go home.
Oh wow!
Good game,
Sorry. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, girl. I appreciate y'all so much for supporting this channel. This channel support means so much to me, and I appreciate y'all so much. I'm gonna make sure. Thank you, Eboo's drop. Okay, that's the True drop Trey replay too as well. Oh, and Silas had an upload. Now I know she did a part 1 and 2, and I think she got another one up. But about Eboo's, you'll get it. Drop the links to those for me. And what you say, Gears? What is Gears talking?
He talking about a player.
But he young, Gears. He is young. He moved like a stiff ass white boy. I give you that. But the nigga still had a double. Once he learns how to keep the ball up, cause he gonna be like 9 feet tall when he just keep his ball up instead of putting it down. He gonna be unstoppable. He had like 18 rebounds, 11 and 18. Oh, and the Truth. So you disrespecting the gangster talking about I was asleep. So I wasn't sitting up here talking to y'all talking about why the fuck do they care what the money was spent on? So y'all just gonna ignore my contributions to the damn show and act like I wasn't here.
Well, they're so far and few between that we might miss a few.
But we talk about today though. Today I was going off and I said I hate the internet. Niggas be doing too much. I said I don't give a fuck what they did with the money. If they spent, if they bonded the nigga out and they bought whatever the fuck they wanted to, it's their money. Just like with the white folks. Whatever. If they gonna bury their son with it or ball out with it, people gave it to them. Why the fuck is the world mad? I said all that, but y'all act like I was asleep.
No,
I don't like y'all.
I yes, you did. You said all of those and more.
I ain't stunned Trey, because Trey know he was napping in between. He know he said some shit, went to sleep, woke back up and said some more shit. I ain't lying on him, and he know it. So he might well quit trying to plead his case.
I was doing yard work. Man, I was meditating. I wasn't asleep. I was listening and meditating.
Outside in the yard? You were outside meditating?
No, I did yard. The yard work was simply spraying weed killer, and then I trimmed back a couple of the brushes and drug that stuff to the curb. That was done. It took like 20 minutes maybe. And then the meditation was about another 20. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be exaggerating stuff, and I don't like y'all.
So, you mean by 20 minutes of meditation, you mean close your eyes?
Yes, close your eyes and stop your brain from thinking.
Sleeping.
You slow your brain down. You stop racing. You block out all the thoughts.
Sleeping. All those things mean sleeping.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. I will see y'all in a few. Oh, excuse me. I'll see y'all in a few on the T channel. Listen, I really appreciate y'all support. Thank you, D True, so much. Thank you, Trey, for your little bit, that you did. or whatever.
Wow, don't do that. Don't do. He did.
Thank you, Gear. Shout out to Gear. Shout out to Gear. Shout out to Mimi. And shout out to all my true riders for supporting this channel. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Listen, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful rest of your day at work or whatever it is you got going on. And I'll see y'all later. All right. Y'all be safe, be blessed, never stress. I will see y'all tomorrow around the same time here. And we're going to start off with Mr. Lacey. Okay. With that being said, y'all be safe, be blessed, never stressed. And until next time, true citizens, stay gang, stand up. And we out. Thank y'all. Love y'all.